going on, Savages? How we doing? Welcome to another episode of the Savage Snowflake podcast with me, Jeff Leach, your friend, your orator, your listener, your confidant, your mother, your father, your teacher, your sister, your brother, your weird uncle who just got out of prison and is like, hey man, can you lend me $20? I swear to God, I'll get it back to you soon. You're like, why are you asking for your money, Uncle Jeff? It's really weird. You're a fully grown adult. I'm like, listen, I tried to give comedy a go for many years. Don't judge me, you little fuckboy, or I will throw you down the toilet. That kind of guy. It's good to have you guys here. Welcome back for another episode. I'm going to be talking to another wonderful comedian and performer today. Before I do that, quick shout out to all of the Patreons. Thank you very much, guys. You guys are pledging your support day in, day out. I'm very grateful for it. We need it to keep this podcast going. If you haven't yet decided to pledge anything and you've been listening regularly to this podcast, do me a favor, head over to patreon.com, that's patreon.com/Savage Snowflake, and check out the different tiers. You can donate as little as $1 a month. I know a lot of you might like to enjoy a little beverage on a Friday night. Do me a favor, save the money from one of those beers, take that $5 and then throw it into the kitty. If every single one of you did that, God, we'd be wealthy as fuck right now. I'd be sitting here in gold lame pants and have a beautiful skull and bone necklace through the tip of my penis adorned with pearls and rubies. I'm going to spend the money very poorly is what I'm saying. Thanks very much to our sponsors as well, manscaped.com. If you head to manscaped.com and use code SAVAGE, you will get 20% off all of their wonderful kit, including the Lawnmower 2.0. If you want to take care of your downstairs areas, gentlemen, keep your shit on point, keep it smooth, keep it trimmed, keep it smelling fresh and hygienic for your ladies or your gentlemen. I'm not discovering who's going to be sucking your dick. I'm just saying that whoever does suck your dick would rather it be nice and smooth and those balls be glistening in the moonlight. Then head to manscaped.com, get their kit, and get aftershaves there, balls wipes. You can get the Lawnmower 2.0. It's got no nick SkinSafe technology. It's waterproof. If you drop that bad boy in the bath or down the toilet, it won't affect it. Use that code SAVAGE, 20% off, free leather travel bag and free shipping. And also Boundless Tech over here, our other sponsors, wonderful purveyors of the finest technology for vaping. So if you like to smoke flower, herb, resin, distillate or whatever you're into, do it with a vape. Don't do it, rolling it up. You get carcinogens. It's going to burn in your throat. You actually burn the weed rather than tasting all the different cannabinoids. If you want to get those different levels as well of THC, you have to do that with different heats. The Terra, the product that I like to use most, and the CF710, you can heat those up to any degrees. So you can get different flavors, different cannabinoids, different terpenes, and really enjoy the taste of your weed. Check out Boundless Tech. That's bndlstech.com. Use code SAVAGE for 25% off all of their wonderful kit. Joining me today is a wonderful actor, writer, and comedian, Mr. Willie Macc. You may have seen him on, he's going to be on Laugh Tracks, Laugh the Mob, Laugh Tracks on True TV, doing one of his fantastic jokes there. Will be animated into a whole performed story as a sketch. And then you can also catch him in Snowflake, which is going to be on FX, right? That's in the new season of that. So you've just recorded that. Yeah. Welcome, man.
Hey, thanks.
There you go. I saw the intro done.
Hey, that was a good intro.
Thanks, dude. I get super professional. Neil Brennan made fun of me last week. He said apparently I get a little bit like I'm having a normal conversation, then all of a sudden I go, but that's all right.
I'm interested in this whole Manscaped thing because, I not just started, but I've been using clippers to cut down there, like my balls and all that. Okay. I've been looking for something that's like when you clip down there that you can get close to the skin because
you can run them smoothly
and
over
it won't
your skin.
Nip you.
No, because it has only one side of the blades are metallic. So the other side is like a patented material that when it runs through, it can't catch skin. It sort of allows skin to roll out. Does that make sense? Yeah. Dude, I've used trimmers before, like prior to these, where I've tried to do it, and I have to be really ginger. And what I normally have to do is put a comb between your skin and the brush, so you can kind of take the head down to a short thing, but you can't get it smooth. With these bad boys, you just run it over.
What I try to do is I get my clippers and I try to get as close to the skin. And
you cut, and you go against the grain as well, right?
Yeah, and I've nipped myself at least a few times, where it's like
that's an easy way to your first period, really, because your genitals will bleed.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah.
So that's interesting about that.
There you go.
Thing.
Manscaped.com, man. Use that code SAVAGE, 20% off. Free.
Have you ever waxed?
Yeah. I used to wax my asshole. Yeah.
I'm scared to do that one. That one, I don't think I'll be able.
You can do everything with the trimmers, but waxing there's nothing wrong with that. It's like all part of becoming a man. In 2019.
Oh God! You know what? I saw Jeremiah Watkins at the Comedy Store when they dared him to wax his, and it just ripped, and you just
on
saw
what, on one of the shows, or
on one of the shows. I think it was on
Kill Tony.
Yeah,
of course it would be. Of course it would be. Wait, they had Jeremiah shaving his balls or waxing his balls?
Waxing. Yeah, they just
on his balls.
On his balls.
So he pulled his balls out. They put a wax strip on it, and then they went
just like that. And he was red the entire night, just like his whole face.
He's an idiot. Yeah. You're meant to do that with hot wax. If you do it with a strip, well, it gets really bad. You have to do it with the hot wax that solidifies the whole thing. And they take the whole bit off. But even that is immensely painful.
I haven't really got into the whole I didn't get into the manscaping idea until I moved to Los Angeles.
Yeah, and then you look to some other dudes with their shirts off, and you're like, "Fuck, maybe I should take down my underarm hair a bit."
Baby, I shave my underarm hair.
Yeah, I trim that shit down as well. It's just hygienic. Here's what I look at it like. I like being a manly man, right? I like fucking women, and I like pulling my dick out and windmilling it inappropriately at family gatherings, and I like having some hair on my chest. I like being a man.
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna lie and pretend like I'm not in an industry where aesthetics and looking good and feeling fresh is an important part of what we do. It's an element of what we do.
Yeah,
and also I like when a woman is she's maintained her shit.
Of course, naturally.
So I don't want to go, hey baby, that's beautiful, you did really good, but it's time to release the beast. And then pull down my trousers and fucking tendrils of pubic hair come out, start strangling her labia. Do you know what I mean? That's not... Yeah, no one wants that.
Do you get manicures?
Nah. Although I will. It's not like a thing. It's not a thing that I go and do regularly. Like the last manicure or pedicure I got will be over a year ago, I'm sure. Yeah. But it is something I like to do.
Yeah, I mean, I get them every once in a while. Like,
it's only when I book. That's a luxury, though, man. That's a luxury.
Yeah, it feels good too. And I mean, my feet, I hate getting done. Like, I've got my feet done a couple times, and I know I got ugly feet, and I feel so bad.
What do you mean ugly? Just like a bit of hard skin on there.
Like, I got a nail fungus that I've been trying to cure for the longest. Like, I bought. Here's how many times I've tried.
I'm glad you kept your socks on. That's all right.
My socks are on. I went on Groupon, which is not the best place to go for this. And I bought 2 things of laser nail treatment where they zap your feet with these lasers. It's supposed to kill the spores that's underneath the nail.
Really? Okay.
This one person was over in Van Nuys. If y'all don't know, Van Nuys is not the best place to get anything. And they zapped my foot so much, my toenail started smoking. And it was very painful. And I asked him, I'm like, is this going to be painful? He's like, no, it's going to be good. Zap, zap, zap. And my toenail, it was on fire. I'm sweating. And I was like, I'm never doing this again.
Yeah, it sounds like they fucked that up. There's just creams in it. You can just get creams or foot soaks for that.
So I bought the foot soaks. I even bought CBD oil because I was like, hey, if you drop CBD oil in between your nail beds, you'll be fine. I've done it all. Nothing.
Isn't it just like something simple like bicarbonate of soda in a bottle of a bucket of warm water, and you just stick your feet in there and sit there for 2 hours?
I would be so upset if that's all I had to do.
Dude, this is always the answer. I'm glad that you use CBD. CBD won't help foot fungus, but CBD will remove pain and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I love CBD partly because I'm going into in business on a CBD company, CBD, but also I love what it can do that completely negates all these expensive bullshit big pharma products that are designed to basically make you a little bit fucking mental. Yeah. And to give you 10 other problems that then need to be medicated as well. So I'm all for that, but 9 times out of 10, any ailment you have with your body, you will spend money, time, products, a big armful of them. I got to drink this and I got to eat this and I got to use this on the thing. I got to rub the cream and all that. And then you'll find out that if you just got a little bit of fucking bicarbonate and soda for $2 from a grocery store and thrown it in a bucket, it'd be cleared up. It's like measles, man, and fucking oatmeal. You give a kid an oatmeal bath to cure measles. It's like fucking CBD for people with Parkinson's. They spend all this money on it and they can't fucking stop moving and shaking. You give them 3 drops of CBD oil. And suddenly they're like, oh my God, this is the most relief I've ever had.
Right. Yeah. What got you into CBD? Because I just started getting into it.
Money.
I was just looking for alternative ways to help me get some sleep. And I was looking for alternative ways for like different things and everything. CBD. And then,
it's a business for me, first and foremost.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest with you. The reason why CBD is actually because my business partner has someone in his family who suffered some pretty horrendous abuse, and CBD is the only thing. They were on like loads of medication, and he turned them on to CBD, and it really has massively alleviated and improved their quality of life like tenfold. So for him, it was a case of going, I want to work in the world of CBD more because I see what it can do for people who've got problems, and if I can make money whilst also helping people, fucking why not? Yeah. And for me, depression. I know that CBD just infinitely helps my depression. So I'm like, all right, well, this can literally shrink cancerous tumors, take away people's depression, stop people with Parkinson's shaking like they're about to lose their fucking mind, help people with arthritis. It has so many beneficial properties, and it's still a growing market that's quite exciting time to get into. So that's why I did it.
All right. Yeah, because I want to bring it to St. Louis. That's where I'm originally from. And the St. Louis is still very...
you got to describe St. Louis for me. Okay. What's that like?
St. Louis is the Midwest. Like, I still went to school, like, even me growing up, I went to school with KKK members, Confederate flags type of city, very religious, Bible Belt type.
That's terrifying.
Very, very. No, it's crazy in St. Louis. Yeah, still to this day. And
that's like me going to school with a neo-Nazi and just being like, oh, okay, this is a thing now.
Yeah, no, that's St. Louis. It's very crazy. It's not black and white there. It's black versus white. Like, I didn't meet my first Hispanic person until I moved to Los Angeles.
Okay.
Hispanic, Latino, I don't know what they like being called. I know.
Well, they're different. I mean, one's from Latin America and one has Spanish roots. But yeah, you can say it depends where the person's from. So Latin, probably Latin people. If you're talking like Mexicans,
that's what I need to start saying. Latin, because that's the more PC. I don't know if it's PC, but
it's not. It's just it depends what your heritage is. Hispanic is obviously derived from Spain and from Spanish people.
Yeah.
So you had a load of conquistadors who went down to Mexico and fucked all the Mayans and against their a lot of them probably against their will. And so some of them have Hispanic heritage. Some of them are not. They're Latin American. They were born Mayan. Effectively they'd be like a Mayan. A lot of old school what's it called Chicanas and Chicanos would call themselves Mayan. They would say they're Mayan, not Mexican.
Yeah.
Or not like they don't. Depends how far back you want to go and what they identify with.
Yeah. So I want to
basically you're a racist either way, Willie.
Yeah, I mean I already know I am. So there's no way to even hide that fact or any of that. But I want to take CBD to St. Louis. Yeah. First of all, I want to congratulate you on this tea, man. I've never had my tea like this.
Fucking British people. There's two things we do really well: tea and bad teeth. We're the best at bad teeth.
Is healthcare and stuff free there?
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? It's almost like our government cares about us a bit.
Well, wow.
I mean, not that much, not anymore, but.
Why would you say not anymore? What?
Well, because they're not really listening to the people right now. The Brexit vote that went through, and then now it was meant to have already happened, Brexit, and the actually leaving the EU, and now they're like, we're not going to leave just yet because we haven't got a plan in place that's agreed upon. So basically everything that now people are whinging about, they want to call another referendum, but they're like, nah. So they don't really want to listen to the people, but they do have some semblance that the governance still gives a fuck about this people in that country.
Is it Democrat versus Republican kind of like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you'll have like conservatives, which would be your Republicans. Yeah, and then we have like Labour would be the Democrats, the Democratic Party. Although it's so like mixed up now.
Yeah.
That I don't really. I don't even know, man. I think isn't it the same in governance over here? There's Republicans and there's Democrats, but then you also look at it and I go, but there's also idiotic fucking morons and fanatics on both sides of those fence as well, and that's trickled down into society. So now, I mean, it was always prevalent in governance, but it's even more so prevalent now in society.
Yeah,
they're all cunts. No one cares really about us. It's about money, man. It's all about money. So
at the end of the day, that's exactly what it is. Like I'm independent. I grew up Republican, but when I came out here, I was like, oh. You
became a Beyoncean.
I be Beyoncean. Yeah. I mean, in so many words, it's exactly it. Like my dad has a very interesting story. Like my dad back in the 70s, he used to sell heroin from Los Angeles to Seattle. Like that was his territory.
Okay.
Then moved to Arkansas.
That's a big bit of territory.
That's a big bit of territory. Then moved to Arkansas, where I was born, but I was raised in St. Louis. So we went to Arkansas, and he ended up giving his life to the Lord and became a pastor in St. Louis and had these churches. So it's like my dad is really interesting.
The girl I'm dating has a similar story of her father being a little bit of a criminal activity before, and then going and becoming a pastor. And
really?
Finding God. Yeah.
That's
going all
interesting.
out. And now super strict.
Yeah, that's how my dad is.
Super religious, super strict, just like, you're like, you used to fucking sell heroin though, right?
Hey, Dad, yeah. And stop acting like you don't understand this whole thing. Like, it's like my son.
God didn't tell you to sell brown, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's weird because I talked to my dad, and I know we were talking about it earlier, about my son, who's now, I guess, his drug dealer.
The cycle continues, mate.
The cycle continues.
Skipped you. Wait, but you said you sold a little weed when you were younger.
Yeah, I sold a little bit. And
I sold some weed at university. Yeah, we've all sold a little weed, right?
Yeah, I think.
But that doesn't make you a drug dealer.
No, it doesn't make us a drug dealer. I mean, that's how the courts would have looked at it, but...
Even up to a few years ago, and still do in certain states.
Oh yeah, like if we were to be selling just even smaller than an ounce in St. Louis, they'd be like, oh, here they are, the drug dealing bunch of comics. Like that's our cover.
Yeah.
But so when I was telling my dad just even about my son getting into that whole thing, he's like, oh no, it's a spirit. And just the whole, that's how he is.
So for him, it's an evil spirit that was passing through the family. Is that what you're saying? Wow.
And it's like, Dad,
I mean, that's bullshit. And isn't it just circumstance? Isn't it just peer pressure?
I think that's exactly what it is. He sees his friends doing it. Like, hey, you want to get this video game? Here's what you need to do.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Exactly. Somebody, hey, if you can get me a fucking eighth, then I'll give you $20. And then, you do that 3 times.
Yeah.
You got a AAA video game in your pocket.
Yeah, easily.
But you got to know where those drugs are coming from. What you need to do is, I think you need to, like, if you want to get your son in check, is you need to do 2 things. You need to do what I'm doing with CBD, but with him. So you need to go, well, look, I can't stop you selling drugs, but what I can do is sell them directly to you for a better price. We split the profits 50-50. You know that the source of the product is good. I know that you're never going to go anywhere else for your drugs.
Interesting.
Make it a father-son business. Legalize him. Get him to set up an LLC. Tell him to get the license.
That is hilarious.
So I'm going to report you to the fucking IRS if you don't get all the paperwork to go with this. I'm going to call up the IRS and I'm going to get your ass fucking handed to you. Yeah. And you're 17. So you'll skip jail, but you'll go to a youth detention center for a few months. You know what I mean? And you're going to get... Is he a good-looking lad? Is he a good, handsome lad?
Yeah. Oh, no, he's definitely getting...
So you tell him you're going to get fucked.
Easily.
You're going to get fucked in there as well.
Not just like once or twice.
Nah, they're going to pass you around like a rag doll. You know? Sorry, I blessed you with these gorgeous jeans. What am I meant to do, man?
I apologize to my son right now.
I'm sorry Daddy made you so hot you're going to get sodomized to beyond an inch of your life. In jail, but that's how it's gonna go.
He'll never look at weed again the same.
Yeah,
and he got pink dreads.
He's got pink dreads. Oh wow, he sounds like a SoundCloud rapper.
He's watched. Yes, he's watched. He's seen too many Lil Pump.
Well, at least he's not drinking lean, is he?
No.
Okay, that's good because that will make him a fucking idiot. But no, because those drugs just kill your brains. At least weed, I like weed. I think weed's great. It's very beneficial, but maybe not where a 17-year-old should be thrusting their time and energy.
And that's kind of what it is, because I smoke weed as well. And I try to figure out, how can I be so mad at his dealings when I'm kind of doing the same thing? Because
what you're doing is legal. Smoking it in a state where it's legal is legal. What he's doing is illegal. That's the simplest thing.
That's the smallest form of it all. And I know you was asking earlier about my son's mom. Like, is she remarried? Is there another guy in the house? No, my son's mom is a butch lesbian.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I knocked up a butch lesbian in high school.
Actually, I do know that because you said that in your set. That's part of the set when we performed together.
Yeah, so she's the man.
Yeah, so
in a weird sense.
Technically, she should beat the shit out of him then.
She should, but she's not. She threatens him to, or she's like, I'll beat you up. She never does, man.
Well, look, you beat that pussy up last night, mama. And then runs up to his room and slams the door.
Yeah, my son... is very interesting. Like, we're not great parents. We're good parents, but we're not great in
I like to hear
sense.
someone finally admit it. You know what I mean? It's good to hear someone just go, you know what, actually, nah, just not the best of this.
This shit's hard.
But that's because you were a fucking kid when you had a kid.
Yeah.
You were 17 years old, right, when you had your son?
Yeah.
I didn't even know. I was still selling weed when you were having a kid. You know, and I was your kid. I just can't put myself into the headspace as a 17-year-old to be able to even fucking operate my own life properly, let alone create someone else's life.
Yeah.
How was your ex? How was the mother?
What do you mean? How
was she the same age as you?
Yeah, we're the same age. She's actually a year younger than me. So,
okay, all right. So she was 16, right?
She was 16.
Okay. Yeah, that's. I mean, that's hard. It's hard. How do you raise a kid with the inherent natural fears, respect, loyalties, rules and regulations of adulthood around them when they look at you and go, well, you're not an adult. You're a kid raising me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm still living. I remember, I was still living at home with my parents when I would have my son because we would switch off weeks or whatever.
Sure.
And there's times where I'm getting disciplined or I'm getting punished by my parents while I have a kid.
Yeah.
I'm being grounded, but I have a kid at the same time. You couldn't
tag him in, go, you're in, bro. You take this. You take one for the team. That's all right. Grandma's going to whoop your ass now, but that's...
Me getting in trouble is him getting in trouble at the same time.
There you go.
Dad, can't you get
They're always whinging at you dude, Willie, you're always leaving your stuff laying around everywhere. Look, who put this fucking baby here? Do you know what I mean? Oh, come on, it's fine.
Pick your baby up. I told you
Put it back in the baby box. Put it back in the baby box. The baby has a box, right?
The baby has a box.
Put the baby back in the box. I don't understand. Do you think he's going to grow up to be a drug dealer? Nah, probably not. He's all right. Just put him back in the box. Poke some holes in it. He'll be all right.
Poke some holes in the box. You let him breathe. But it was weird. It's definitely weird having a kid that early, man.
Yeah.
I remember because they have this infinite amount of energy.
Yeah.
And you don't know what to do, even as an adult parent.
And baby boners. That's a hard thing, right?
That was weird when I seen my first baby boner.
When was the first time he urinated on you when you were changing him?
Nah, he was definitely young. He did that a lot. He golden showered me a few times, man. When you pull it down, you thought he urinated, but that was old pee. But so he got that second round of pee.
I've been
coming
peed
in.
on by a baby. It's not
really.
It's not good. Yeah, just on my arm, just above my arm. Yeah.
How'd it get on your arm?
Just got on my arm. Just because baby pee fucking shoots out of weird little directions.
It does.
That's what I'm saying. Little boys as well. They get a little baby bone. I never had a baby boy pee on me, but I've got so many. When I raised someone else's child for 4 years. And so, parents would talk about stuff and I go they would always be interested to ask me questions because it wasn't my biological child. They'd be like, how do you get on with kind of changing stuff and things like that? Because when I met, she was 13 months old. Now, I didn't change her or anything like that. Mm-hmm. But when we got older, when she was in 2, 3, we'd go to things on our own or mum would be away for the day and I'd be babysitting and she would need help sometimes wiping or making sure because they don't know how to wipe their fucking ass properly.
Yeah.
But she was potty trained from really young as well. So, but anyway, the first time I had to wipe another child's vagina, a child that belongs to another person, wipe their infant vagina because you don't want them to get sores from not cleaning themselves properly, and you have to and wiping their asshole. And I'm very squeamish anyway, so it was one of those.
Oh yeah.
But then I learned, and that sort of gave me some way into the unpredictable nature of children's urine. That's a good carpet blanket term for it.
I forgot what. I wish I would never even started to say this, but there was something where they say children urine is so pure that you can use it for something. I forgot what they said that you can use children urine for, to
foot fungus. Yeah, you just need you just need to get yourself a little bit of that baby pee and just fucking start splishy splashing in there.
Put that with some carbonated whatever.
There you go. Just go down to a local, what's it called? Free to the public swimming pool and go in the kids pool. Just go and walk around in that, just up to your knees for a day. You'll be perfect. By the time you come out, it would have killed whatever. The amount of chlorine they have to put in there to take away the piss and shit, fecal matter, all of that stuff that's in kids' pools. Your feet will be great.
And my legs would be 2 shades lighter and all.
Yeah, you're going to have MJ legs. It's going to be fucking got impetigo or something like that going on.
People going to be like, Willie, you might want to get that fixed. Let me explain. I was trying to cure my toe fungus.
Hard though, innit? Hard raising a child and being a young man raising a child. But a great source of comedy for you.
Yes, that's where I get most of my material from.
Yeah.
Because they say comedy is pain or certain comedy. You got, of course, those that are not. But then there's, so I don't know how else to deal with it besides try to laugh at
It's
it.
therapeutic. It does heal through the empathy. By you sharing that story and healing through it and laughing at something that could be quite serious in your own life, it helps you a little bit, but it also helps the audience, I guess, to go, oh, well, I can lessen my own problems by using humor. Or
Yeah, because kids suck, man.
they do suck, don't they?
Like, I tell someone that was like, well,
Oh, they're kind of dope.
what? They're cute. There's cool.
You know what?
Kid.
I would say, like, the kid that I raised, she didn't suck. She was amazing. Like, when she did things that validated the way you were being a parent. Mm-hmm. I think that's the best way for me to describe it. Like, when she did a little something that made me feel like she was showing me she was proud of the way that I was being dad.
Yeah.
That would be, like, the best feeling ever. Huh. Like, even if she goes, oh, mummy, today I want to wear the black t-shirt with a wolf on it that Bully, my nickname was Bully, but that Bully got me, just little shit like that. I'm going, that's my girl, you know what I mean? Like that made me real. No, but then she also would cock block me at all times of the day with her mum, and she'd get in the bed every day. She'd get out of her bed and wriggle in between us and start like.
She was one of those.
Feet in the back and the small of my back because she wants to get in between me and mum and have a snuggle with mum. Do you know what I mean? I'd be like, just fuck off. Stepdad's trying to get his dick wet. I part with your shit. I'm sleeping on a couch behind, on a fucking bed behind the couch in the living room because the only bedroom in this apartment belongs to you, the entire thing, because my ex was a fucking lunatic. So do me the little favor of just fucking off until at least 8 a.m.
Yeah.
So I can maybe get my dick wet.
Damn.
No, she never did it.
Yeah, I think some of the things that I did that I look back at, and I don't know if regret is the right word. Like, I used to give my son Nyquil. I did.
I mean, I feel like some of this stuff could go directly to the NSPCC. You know what I mean? Or whatever the American equivalent is. Yeah. Child Protection Center.
CPS, yeah.
Yeah, CPS,
you know. Yeah, I definitely raised my son very incorrectly.
Yeah, drugged him.
Drugged is a weird word.
Yeah, NyQuil. I drugged him, smoked a lot of weed around him, and now I'm confused as to why he wants to fucking sell a few dime bags of shit Thai weed. You know what I mean? Where did he get this from? Why does his eyes slope off to the right? Why does he walk with a limp? I don't understand.
Why he walks to the NyQuil got him walking.
It's like when those parents, they were going, oh, well, we're not going to vaccinate our kids because it gives them all fucking, the vaccines give them autism and stuff. Nah, bro. Nah, I think a little NyQuil is all right. I mixed it up
in his orange juice.
There you go. It's all right, as long as it's masked the taste.
But it was only...
It's a very Cosby move of you. Carry on.
Damn.
Drink up, kid. It's just orange juice.
Just watch him go,
his fucking big baby head starts bouncing off the side of the cot.
And that's exactly how it felt. Like, because after a certain time, like, I gave him like to 10 p.m. Malcolm, go to sleep.
Sure.
Wouldn't go to sleep. Drip, drip, drip. Orange juice. Like, to this day, my son doesn't like orange juice because he feels like it makes him sleepy.
Yeah.
And I never really told him, like, oh, it's because when you was a kid.
I'll tell you what, weed makes you fucking sleepy as well,
Oh, God.
Although in this day and age, I guess you can now probably just go, well, it's a really sativa, dominant hybrid. And
I never done the sativas.
Love it. I love that. It's my favorite thing to smoke.
Really?
Yeah, because I want the high of feeling relaxed and good and calm. But then I like, that's why I'll smoke CBD stuff will make me feel great without any head rush. But I do like a little head buzz, but I don't want to be sleepy and tired,
Okay.
So the indicas, I smoke that shit and I'm like, this is great. I want to smoke with my friends, but then I kind of want to just mellow out now, maybe watch a movie. Does everyone
Yeah.
Whereas like sativa, I'm like, I have a smoke. Hey, I'm high as balls, but you guys want to talk about some shit or you want to do something.
I'm gonna try sativa now because I've never, like I said, I never tried it. I've always only been an indica person because I just want to either shut my brain up, or I become the most creative on an indica. Like,
okay, yeah.
I come up with some of the craziest. Most of it's not funny, but that little 10%,
yeah,
it's gold.
Hey, 10% is a great hit rate. If for every 10 bits we wrote, one of them was gold, that's good.
Yeah, that's like 5 comedy specials almost.
There you go.
Because comedy's weird. Because like I think I can't sleep a lot because I come up with jokes at 2-3 a.m. and I just be like, shut up, just let me go to sleep. And it's like, write this down, Willie. And I'll wake up and I'll type it into my phone. And then I'll wake up in the morning, I'm like, really wasn't even that great.
Yeah.
So
But that's all right. That's true of. Have you ever do the? I do the late night and the early morning thing. So sometimes when it's like I'm about to go to sleep, as I'm just drifting off, I'll think of something or I have a thing. Also happens in the middle of the night or the morning, early morning. If I wake up, I'll be like, oh, and I come out with something and I write them in a little notes thing in my iPhone and then look at them later. And half of it's dog shit, but half of it goes, oh yeah, there's a real thing there.
Yeah.
There's something about hallucinogens or dream states that allow us to have that freedom of thought. And I think this is why a lot of creative people especially, have now taken to microdosing, which I've never tried, but I would be really interested to give it a go, where they'll get like acid tabs, but they'll get like LSD, like really small amounts. And I'm talking like of each tiny little square, where you might have one normal square of acid.
Yeah.
They'll break that down into like 16 tiny pieces. So you're literally you don't feel high. You don't actually get high. There's no point where you start going, whoa, man, the fucking paintings are talking to me. It's none of that shit. But what you will do is be like, God, I feel like spatially, it's big. I have more spatial awareness. I feel like colors are slightly more vibrant. I feel like my mind is open to concepts that it would otherwise be closed to.
Yeah.
And a lot of the greatest thinkers in the world have used, you look at all the fucking poets throughout history.
Yeah.
Whether they're Elizabethan court poets or Dutch fucking Renaissance period poets, or whether they're shamanic poets sitting out in the fucking jungle with a tribe.
Yeah.
All of them, whether it's opium or ayahuasca or marijuana or whatever, they've all used something that opens them up to concepts, and that's where some of the best art comes from.
Would you try ayahuasca, or how you say it?
Yeah. Ayahuasca. So ayahuasca, the thing that excites me about that is it's like a lot like like a CBD and etc. It's a healing plant. Like the properties that it associates with it's not getting high to get fucked up and feel like, whoa, man, it's going fucking pie. It's you can be quite physically sick at first once you drink, and you will shit and vomit a lot. And then you trip balls and you rectify things. Like it helps you to put things in place in your mind and to go, oh, I didn't even realize I was carrying around. I've had friends who've done it I went to do it because I wanted to deal with sadness of a breakup, or I was really depressed. I was having major depression or whatever. Something had happened, or like some kind of midlife crisis, whatever the fuck it is. And then they'll go in, and one of them in particular said he always knew that there was something bad in his past, like he had some problems with like a family member who was a bit abusive. But when he did ayahuasca, it opened up all of his memories from that time, and he relived through briefly some of the abuse he went through, but he saw the extent of what it was, and it made him understand why he has certain barriers and upsets now. And then he was able to go and see a therapist afterwards and go, I didn't even remember that this had happened, and this had happened, and this had happened. And she was like, right, how's that make you feel? I was like, relief, because I locked it away. Clearly as a kid, he locked those emotions away and those memories away. I was groomed by a pedophile in my school, a teacher, And now, as far as I remember, hand on heart, don't remember him ever getting to physically do anything sexual with me.
Yeah.
He definitely touched me inappropriately. He used to grab the back of boys' knees. He used to pinch our knees in class and stuff like that. So he was always grabbing the back of your legs and stuff. So he was inappropriately touching us all the time. But I mean, like, not like, fingering. He didn't get a fucking finger and wiggle it around inside my arsehole. But
yeah.
But then also there's another part of me going, I was 11 when that shit happened. Like 11, 12.
Yeah.
Those 2 years, maybe 2 or 3 years, that shit went on, that he was kind of trying to groom me. And I know he fucked other kids. I know he did stuff with other kids. I don't ever remember him ever touching me, but maybe he did do something, a little something. And I just locked it away, threw that shit away. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. So,
I had a teacher like that, Miss Zip. Yeah. That was her name.
Oh, but what was she like?
Oh, she was, she was huge. She was probably this 60-year-old lady, white lady, very heavy set, maybe like 350 pounds. And like when you got in trouble in class, she made you sit on her lap, and she would just put her hand just around you, like she would hold you like this, and you'll just have to sit on. And I guess the punishment was the embarrassment. Like after class, kids would be like, "Hi, you have to sit on Miss Zip's lap."
How old were you?
No, this was 5th grade. So
what's that?
Like 11?
Yeah, 12? That's fucked up, isn't it?
Yeah, looking back at it. So
Miss Zip
was
trying to give you the tip.
Hopefully she didn't have a tip. Hopefully she was trying to get the tip.
I mean, that's all you would have at 11 years old, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's about it.
Just a powerful tip. Barely anything else comes out.
I never thought about much into it until someone was like one of these type of conversations. Like, yeah, I was like, oh, I had a teacher that did that.
Let me ask you, because you're a black man, right, in America, the Michael Jackson documentary.
Mm-hmm.
When I watched it now, and I was a huge Michael Jackson fan.
Yeah.
Huge. Used to know all the dance moves. I used to watch the videos on repeat and do exactly what how these kids started their alleged stories of grooming. That was me. Watching the videos, dancing, making outfits for myself. I idolized that motherfucker. Then at some age, I can't remember when it was, but I started to hear stories about him and blah, blah, blah. And I sort of moved away from it and I went, no, I'm not that into it anymore. Whatever. It was a natural progression. But when I watched it, I saw, after it aired, I saw a huge amount of upset, predominantly from the black community, but I can only base it on the people that I saw a response from. So it would be a lot of black comics, actually, in America, had stuff to say about it and to go, well, this is another example of white media trying to demonize a black man who was successful and pull down the crown of the king and blah. I'm not going to say that there couldn't be some element of truth to that theory, that conspiracy theory, that this is why it's happening. And I also think after watching the documentary, there is definitely truth to the fact that he assaulted young children. Like, I think that, and predominantly, just young boys.
Yeah.
However, even if we take all those things into account and we kind of go, all right, well, blah, 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 there is a bit of white America trying to pull down a successful black man in an industry and ruin his legacy. A 35-year-old black guy walking around holding hands with a 7-year-old child that is not in any way, shape, or form related to him, and having that kid on the first time they visit his fucking giant, weird theme park for kids.
Yeah.
He sleeps in the same bed as them. I don't give a fuck if he was putting it in or not. That motherfucker is weird and is creepy and has got some fucked up shit with kids.
Yeah.
And those parents are mental and blown away by stardom. And it's like, and that was the frustrating thing. So I guess my long overarching point was, do you think, because there's been a bit of a response, certainly from black comics that I know, saying this is bullshit. This is just people. I wonder to hear what your opinions might be.
No, most black comics, and just even black people in general, yes, we know that Michael Jackson had this whole little weird thing with kids, but I think we are more overpowered with the idea that white media is trying to take him down. Because if you look at all the stories, I have not seen the documentary, but I saw all the
news stories surrounding it and the backlash and all that.
So they were saying like one of the people that's in the documentary, one of them's like trying to take it back. And then the other kid or whatever, they said he was trying to be on one of Michael Jackson's tours, like right now where they're doing one of those little Michael Jackson tribute tours as a dancer or a choreographer. And when the family blocked him from being in it, now this documentary came out. Sure. But then they don't talk about how old was Marie Presley?
Okay, so that was the counter thing, is going like, well, Elvis Presley was fucking a 15-year-old when he first started hanging out with her. She was 14, 15. Jerry Lee Lewis. Dude, there's so many fucking, but I'm not, this is my kind of irritation is, yeah, Elvis was a fucking creep, man. Elvis 100% was grooming a 14, 15-year-old girl. Now, the stories are that they never slept together until she was legal age, blah, blah, blah. I don't believe that. I believe he definitely slipped her a little bit of a ha-ha. But, like, it's not right. That's not right either. Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, and here would be the counter-argument is, the main argument for me would be, it doesn't fucking matter. That doesn't excuse Michael Jackson just because some white guy called the king as well was a creepy fuck. Yeah, let's take him down as well. If we can get a documentary together about that, let's fucking make it happen. Yeah. I'm all for that. So, that argument doesn't really wash on me. But the other part that does is like, even if we wanted to look at those particular instances, Elvis coming to prominence in a period of time where in some states you could marry people at 15 at that time. Like in some certain states in America, that shit was legal. Doesn't make it right. We now know that you shouldn't be fucking marrying 15-year-old kids.
No, I'm with you.
But America at that time still okayed it. In certain states, it was almost like, well, he's courting her, he's not sleeping with her, not being intimate with her. Again, I think that's bullshit, utter fucking bullshit. But this was a woman he married and then stayed with, and they had a longevity of love and relationship. If Michael Jackson had been called up for meeting some handsome little 15-year-old boy, dancer, blah, 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 and had hung out with him, and everyone thought it was inappropriate as fuck. But then, in certain states, the legal age of gay relationships was 15 in certain states and blah, blah. In that state, it was 16, so he was technically hanging around. If it was going on, it was a bit illegal. But if we'd grown up to know that Michael Jackson met this 15-year-old kid, built a bit of a relationship with him, promised that nothing sexual was going on, and then after like a couple of years, married that motherfucker, or had an open gay relationship with his partner who he stayed with for many years, and even though they split eventually, they remained close and cared about each other. If that was the story, I think there wouldn't even be outrage from the white community about it.
So how do you feel about
it was more prolifically bringing a stream of 7-year-old boys into your bedroom.
So do you think it was power and money that got him acquitted both times?
Who? Jackson?
Michael Jackson.
Oh, the first time was because they didn't have the evidence, and these kids spoke up and talked in his defense.
Right.
And I think they did that because they really loved him, and because if you groom someone over a fucking period of months and years, to the point where they don't care about their families anymore. I mean, it seems like such a methodical. These guys, bear in mind, didn't, as far as the documentary was concerned, didn't corroborate their stories with each other to then go and do this documentary. They were interviewed separately, and there's so many elements that seems like there was a pattern, a systemic pattern of grooming, that I think there's truth to it. Do I also think that guy is an opportunist cunt who wants to make money? Yeah, I do. You can be a cunt, an opportunist cunt, and also have been assaulted.
Right. He's
part of this world. He's part of this industry. The entertainment industry. He's going to be fucked in the head. He's going to be a little greedy. He's going to be a little nepotistic or wrapped up in self-absorbed and wrapped up in the glamour of, I used to be Michael Jackson's number one and now I'm not. There's a whole load of levels to it. But what didn't change for me is that when a fucking 35-year-old's walking around holding a 7-year-old's hand and then sleeping in a bedroom with him at night and he doesn't know the fucking family, guess what? You're a fucking nonce. You're a pedophile. I don't give a fuck. Like
I completely agree. Like I don't know.
That guy who had me coming round to his boat moored, my Latin teacher, and pinching the back of my legs. Everyone around us should have known that he was a fucking pedophile.
Yeah.
But back then, they just go, oh, well, he's just his character. He's a character. Same with your teacher, having 11-year-old boys sitting on her lap as some kind of punishment. She's a fucking creep.
Yeah.
That's creepy shit. Yeah. Shouldn't do that. But back in the day, you go, well, shouldn't have been naughty. Then you wouldn't have to sit on her lap. That's how we viewed it. So I think... I don't know. I think on reflection of how we used to treat those characters that we now know are fucking kids, it's like, I don't know, man. I think Jackson's a creepy
I think he's definitely a creep. I think what it is also is sometimes we're able to separate the music from the person.
Right, yeah.
So it's like, even though it's his voice, it might be someone else's lyrics and they're playing. And like, we lived through such a period through the 80s and 90s through his music.
Yeah.
And then it's like documentary. It's like, God, that sucks. But
dude, this has been like, the man had like, 40 years where he was, so incredibly prolific.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. His legacy is huge. And I understand that his particular legacy for Black Americans is so incredibly important in the same way that Cosby was. So many people came out supporting Cosby, even though fucking, 30, 40 women came. I feel like he raped all of America. I think that was pretty much the final count.
That's all it can't find.
Do you know what I mean? Like, seriously, just like, okay, he got me too. But it's almost like that for me is problematic because there's other black heroes that are so honored by everyone.
It's scary because a lot of I guess maybe it is that date time thing, or like because it was back in the day. Like I grew up on Cosby. Like I bought Cosby records. Like I have them. I don't even have a record player.
Last week, 2 weeks ago.
Huh?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago that I bought these.
You donated to his Patreon page and all that. Yeah. Huge Bill Cosby support. Willie
Yeah,
Macc.
still. No. But I just liked his storytelling abilities and how he connected with folks. But
Dude, I used to watch The Cosby Show. I fucking loved that show.
Yeah.
He was engaging and funny and brilliant.
It almost hurt when you found out that like Martin Luther King was just this womanizer. Like Martin Luther King slept with, and once again, half of America.
But here's the deal. Martin Luther King slept, with half America, and they gave him, permission.
Yeah.
There's a big difference, someone being a fucking dirty dog. But he was eloquent, intelligent, morally and ethically on point. He just liked to get his dick wet. But he did it with, he got consent.
That we know of.
Sure. Now, if 50 women came out and if 50 old black women came out all of a sudden and when, because I think, am I incorrect there? I thought a lot of his partners were black women, right?
Yeah, a lot of them were, but he has slept with white women.
Slept with some white women too. So so then if a mixture of different women and all races, but if they all came out and went, Martin Luther King repeatedly raped me, and 50 women came forward and said that, and they could prove that they were with him and in relationship, then we'd have to reassess what kind of a man he was.
God, that'd be scary.
You know what I'm saying? But we'd have to reassess.
Yeah.
And I can understand the frustration of going, well, why are we reassessing just the black stars? Why aren't we reassessing the white stars? Mm-hmm. But I mean, again, my girlfriend's a woman of color, and we've been talking a lot about race and a lot about my position, and I realize that I don't even think I'm in a place to ever comment on this shit anymore because my experience is so alien to this country.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking immigrant here. And I know I got all the trappings and privileges that any white man is afforded anywhere in the world, or most places in the world, where I can walk around a Ralph's and no one's going to follow me around, but you do the same thing. Oh, what's going on? What's he doing? You know what I mean? What's he picking up? I understand all of those privileges. The problem is that a lot of the privileges, a lot of the racial hatred, and a lot of the tropes that follow races don't apply in England like they do in America. We just have such a different attitude towards race.
Why?
There's still racism in England, plenty of it. There's still issues between different races, but ours is it's always been about class divides. So where I grew up, black kids, Asian kids, and by Asian I mean Pakistani, Bangladeshi, Indian, and some white kids, and we all fucking grew up together, and we mixed together, and we were separated by being poor or being working middle class, working class into middle class, and then there were the kids who were wealthy and middle class, and then there were kids who were really rich. So you were separated by your earnings, not by the color of your skin. More so, in a big way.
Yeah.
America, because it's a young country, but also it professes to be this super woke, super culturally adept. We're a country that's got all these different amazing cultures in it. Yeah, you're like, yeah, but none of these cultures are like really intermingling
at all.
They're still voraciously holding on to their own. My own shit. And I know why, because this country doesn't, if you release a little bit of what you are, what sets you apart, you get lost in this country very rapidly.
For example, I've never been with someone outside my race.
Really?
I've been scared. The one time, here's what happened. So
it makes you feel bad. I'm never dating a white woman ever again either. I'm scared, and that's for a very different reason, but I'll tell you that afterwards.
So when I was 16. And I was working at Walmart, and this white girl comes to me. She's like, "Hey, Willie, I'm attracted to you. I want to have sex."
Oh, she worked there as well, right?
Yeah, she worked there as
well.
well.
I like that it's just a customer. Just saw your name badge.
Yeah, just
excuse me, Willie. I wonder if you can help.
There.
Give me that sweet dick.
So she was like, we're gonna have sex. I was like, cool. I was like, this is gonna be amazing. And so she like, we're gonna do it on Friday. This was like a Monday. Thursday night, I had a dream, and I've always had very like detailed, specific dreams. And so this,
that vivid imagination.
Oh man, it was so scary. Like I used to wake up throwing up on some of my dreams.
Oh fuck, all right.
And I also
maybe get night terrors. That's the thing, right?
Sleep paralysis. Yeah. And I also do. Have you ever heard of people that travel in their sleep? This is weird.
Oh, you mean like getting up and walking around?
Yeah, like no, not sleepwalking. It's like when you're still, like your body is still asleep, but it looks, I know this sounds really crazy.
No.
But it feels like your spirit is getting out of its body and you can kind of.
Yes, I do what you mean. An out of body experience.
Yeah, I used to have a lot of those.
Okay.
And so.
And would you look down and see yourself?
Oh, I would see myself, and I could like leave out of the room and all this other stuff. It's really weird, crazy shit.
Yeah.
And so I remember having this dream that me and her had sex, and she had a scaly vagina, and she ripped my dick to shreds.
A skelly vagina?
Yeah,
Like a skeleton vagina?
No, not a skeleton. Skelly. Like
What's
it's
a
like
scaly?
Yeah.
Like a dragon?
Like a dragon.
What?
And she ripped my dick to shreds. Friday comes. I was like, hey, something came up. Never messed with her. And since then, I've never dated someone outside my race. Never kissed. Never slept or any of that. I know.
Hang on a second. A dream that you had when you were a kid told you that a white woman was going to have the vagina of a dragon. So you went, yeah, I'll just stick to black chicks. That's what happened.
That's part of what happened.
Shaped your sexual history has been...
Damn, Jeff, you try to sit here and be honest with you.
And you've only ever fucked black chicks?
Yeah.
What about, how do you know Asian girls haven't got like they might not have dragon pussy?
They might not. So then, because I grew up in such a very culturally divided city, like I've always been scared to approach them. Like the reason my dad even left Arkansas to come to California was because he was chased out by the KKK.
Oh fuck!
Because
really?
he kissed some white chick or whatever. The guys found out.
And a little fire came out of her vagina.
Yeah, exactly. And this got passed
Dracarys.
down. A little Game of Thrones
There you
right
go.
there.
Just burnt through the front of her jeggings.
Oh God. So then I came out here. And I just always like, oh, they must be like the white girls in St. Louis where they're like, fuck black guys or whatever. Sure. And just time has passed.
No, here they're like, fuck black guys.
Yeah. And I didn't know that till later. And I've tried to approach a couple and it backfired, meaning like it just didn't work. It just is whatever. And
just like running up behind a white chick in a car
no,
park
I'm not,
or something. Yo, bitch! What's up?
Maybe if I was three
oh
shades
my God,
lighter.
He's gonna rob me. Go dragon pussy.
Go dragon pussy. Inspector pussy.
Just fucking chases you out of the car park. Son, I'm gonna ride that thing. I'm gonna tame it.
Oh God.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. I've definitely had sex with a few white women, and
no scales.
No scale. I mean, there was some that were a little leathery, but I mean, there's never
a little leathery.
Oh God, little overworked. But I mean, I'm sure my penis looks like it's been through the wars a couple of times. But no scales, no fire breathing.
Yeah.
I mean, I've experienced the downstairs heat before.
Huh.
Like I said, I've seen some leathery lips, but never dragon scouts.
My son don't like black women and only prefers white women.
Well, that's because he's a SoundCloud rapper. We've established that already.
That's exactly why. Yeah.
White girls are infinitely more impressed by smaller amounts of weed as well. Have you noticed that?
Is that what that is?
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Maybe that's why he's doing it.
Dude, you bring out a bag of weed in front of white people, they're doing like,
oh my God.
That's a lot of that's some weed right there. Come on, have a look. Susan, come in here. No, honestly, it's worth it. Look at that bag of weed. Isn't that God, is that? Oh, it's all real. That's correct. Whereas you pull the same bag out in front of black people, they go, oh yeah, I can sell that for you. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, are we smoking?
Are we gonna smoke it? We're gonna put that in one blunt, right?
In one blunt, whole ounce.
I smoked out. I had my most proud white boy impressing black people moment the other day, where I rolled a couple of blunts. You can see the tail end. We'll grab it after the podcast. But I rolled this big fat fucking blunt and I put a load of keef in it. Yeah, and I got this group of my girl. You know, she was hanging with some friends. And it was like they're all guys. You know, a couple of them are gay guys and stuff, and they're all musicians and dancers and actors and stuff. But it was like 5 guys, and I smoked them all out. I got them super fucked up.
Yeah.
To the point where they're all going, we didn't think you were gonna. Yeah, that was impressive. You could tell there was a little mild respect.
Yeah.
For me being able to get them that high. All right, fair play, Jeff.
The highest I've been was with Dave Chappelle.
Oh, yeah, I can't imagine smoking with him. Or Snoop, like Snoop. Snoop's the kind of guy you smoke with and that's it. You never come back.
Yeah, Cat Williams has a funny story about smoking with Snoop. So I was at the Comedy Store. Dave Chappelle has canceled my shows in the Belly Room twice.
Because he bumped? You got bumped because he went on?
Yes. No, just the entire show got bumped. Like, we was doing this show called Black Guys with Glasses. And, well, at least the first time. And so, I mean, we've been
at least for the first lineup, which was predominantly black men with glasses.
With glasses.
Yeah.
And we promoted this show for a freaking month.
Yeah.
2 hours before our show, we get the call, hey, we got a special guest, Dave Chappelle. And whatever. He did this twice to us. Like,
why couldn't he just jump on your lineup?
Because Dave Chappelle doesn't do time. Dave Chappelle
well, actually that's a lie. He always does like 45 minutes when he does a drop in at least, or longer, I'm guessing. But he always does at least 45. But at the Comedy Cellar, he will do a set. And like maybe all the other comics will have their sets from 15 down to 10.
Yeah.
So like they can give him another half hour, just to get up there and fuck around.
Yeah.
But I thought he was kind of respectful.
No.
Maybe it's just in LA. He doesn't respect the comedy in LA.
I don't know. But
which I understand.
He did 2 hours this night. And so I'm in they got that VIP room in the like kind of the basement downstairs area of the Comedy Store. And I'm
just changed the show to black men in glasses standing at the back of the room looking annoyed at Dave Chappelle.
I was the only one I was the only person that showed up after everybody got the news. There it is. I just stayed home. I went up there anyway. So I hang out at the Comedy Store maybe like 2 times a week anyways. And so I'm talking the most shit about Dave Chappelle in this back room. It's me, one other comic. They're making fun of me, and they're already offering me some weed. I was like, no, I'm not smoking. I don't really want to smoke tonight. Whatever. So in there, pour some drinks, and I'm like, yeah, fuck Dave Chappelle is what I said. And as soon as I said that, Dave Chappelle walks into like the back VIP room, like, hey, what's up, guys? And now I'm like, I had that little star. Oh my god, it's Dave Chappelle.
I mean. I fuck with Dave Chappelle. That's what I meant. I fuck with Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Oh, Dave, didn't see you there. Now, hang on a sec. Did he hear you say fuck Dave Chappelle as he walked in?
Yeah. Well, he didn't walk in yet. After I said.
So it was literally like a beat and then
he's like a sitcom.
They do say he has like superhuman hearing.
I could only imagine.
Because you saw how buff he got now, right?
Yeah, he's definitely got real cut.
Yeah, he did the Captain America workout.
Did he?
Yeah, so they put him in a tank. It just takes 10 years.
God.
They put him away. He wrote some jokes while he's in there, and he came out and he's all like
a hyperbolic chamber.
Yeah, exactly.
For my Dragon Ball Z people that watch that. So yeah, he comes in, he pulls out a blunt, and I've never been this high. And I'm talking about Well,
hang on a second. Did you continue to tell him that he'd fucked
how
your shit
amazing he was? Yes, I did.
Bro, you should have hit him with it. You should have gone.
Someone told me that. They said if you would have said something to Dave Chappelle, he probably would have gave you like 5-10 minutes at the show that he was doing.
Yeah, should have said like, oh man, well, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
I was meant to be doing the show now, but you just pulled the whole thing, so I'm going to come up and watch you if that's cool. And he might have said, well, why, young blood, why don't you jump over 10 minutes or something? He might have given you a fucking...
And someone told me that. Her name was Punky Johnson, who's the bartender there at the Comedy Store, because I guess he bumped her before, and she said something to him. He's like, oh, my bad. Let me give you 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
And blah, blah,
then
blah.
you can put on your thing, you supported Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, God, wouldn't that have been amazing? But no, so yeah, smoked with him, and I don't know what the fuck Dave Chappelle smokes.
Yeah.
But this shit had me so high, I had to lay down. And it was one of those things where I wanted to stay up because the people that supported Dave Chappelle, there was like, what's the guy? Not Ed Sheeran. John Mayer was back there. Then Norm Macdonald came back there. Like, it was a lot of people that you want to be like I'm already like, oh my God, I'm around everybody that I grew up listening to.
Sure.
And all I wanted to do was lay down. I left and I slept on the bench in the very back of the Comedy Store and just passed clean out for about half an hour. But this blunt was ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's the strongest blunt I've ever smoked.
That's called rich person drugs.
Rich person drugs.
Yeah. It's like look, for instance, when I was in TV back in the UK, I used to do a lot of cocaine. So you smoke. I mean, I did definitely smoke as well, but you'd snort a lot of coke. And then I remember once I went to a party, and I always used to think, I was always the guy who always had coke because I had all the money. So people would be like, people who were hanging around me, ligers or whatever they're called, where they like hangers on. They like come up to me and go, hey man, can I get 250 quid? And you're like, what do you need? Fuck it, that's like $300, 350 bucks. I'm like, what do you need that for? Oh, I ordered some coke for us. You fucking pay for it, then you can't. You know what I mean? And I go, oh, come on, man. You're going to do it too. Blah, blah, blah. So it was that kind of lifestyle. Then once I went to, and you always think you got pretty good coke. Mm-hmm. Just having coke. You're like, well, I'm wealthy enough to have coke. Then I went to this one party in a fucking penthouse in East London, right near Dalston. And I remember the guy who worked there was trying to be an artist, but before that he was a trader. You know, he made all his money in fucking stock exchange and all that shit, you know. So he was a multi-millionaire 10 times over, 20 times over. So we went to his place. He had this smoking hot girlfriend who did fire poi and was like a burner. She was basically like a fucking Burning Man festival chick. Wants to be an actress, smoking hot, dumb as shit. And she comes out at some point and goes, do you want to try some? This is when everyone else is fucked off and it was just a group of us left there all like, you know, fucking still going. And she goes, come into the bedroom. Let's all do some coke, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, all right. And I went in there and I did this coke. And it not only made me feel high and great, it like removed all the come down, all the negative feelings I was feeling. It was almost like it was medicine and the best thing in the world ever. And I've never, ever done cocaine that good ever again in my life.
Damn.
But I'm like, oh, this is what rich people get. This is the kind of drugs that rich people buy. That's it, you know?
It's just a different lifestyle when you have, I guess, money.
Hey, look, me and you do well on the thing. We get excited, right? We get excited. We do a job. You just did that. You just did the FX series, right? You just shot that. You're super stoked. You maybe you got your girl and you get a little celebratory bottle of something. You might go get some bubbles. You go, oh, let's get a bottle of Prosecco and just have a little fucking thing. Maybe if it's really good money, if you've done really well, you maybe go, let's go and get a nice bottle of Moet Chandon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. But there's people out there who, when they do something good, they go out and buy a magnum of the most expensive fucking champagne that's been in storage for 150 years. You know what I mean? That costs $40,000 a bottle or $120,000 a bottle. It's just how the other, you know, how the other life live.
I was watching, I saw something on the news where this guy in New York stole these super expensive, like $50,000-$60,000 bottles of champagne from his boss or whatever. And his boss had like 50 of these. I couldn't even imagine spending $50,000 to $100,000 on a bottle. That's
dumb.
It's dumb. Does it taste that much different?
You got to, I mean, nah. First of all, and it's a lot of it is the allure. It's the experiential vibe of it, isn't it? It's like getting to do something. I've drunk crazy expensive wines before, not champagnes, but wines.
Yeah,
you know, with friends who are, you know, sommeliers and collectors and wealthy and all that. And it tastes great, but it still just gets you a little fucked up. And also, every single one of those people, after we've had the bottle of really crazy expensive shit that costs them fucking $10,000,
yeah,
we've immediately afterwards, the bottle we have afterwards is just a good bottle of wine that costs like you can buy for like $15-20 in the store. Every one of those guys knows what a good, cheap, good, reasonably priced wines are. You know what I mean? So that's what they still go back to. Basically what I'm saying is you can fly in the helicopter and fuck the supermodel and do the fucking purest cocaine off Pablo Escobar's fucking front line. But ultimately, the shit that you have when you have to come down the next morning is still going to smell just as bad.
Yeah.
Doesn't fucking matter what's gone in. You know what I mean? The supermodel's still going to pull this face when she wakes up in the morning with no makeup on. It doesn't matter. It's like, and that's the learning. But yeah, like absolutely. If I was earning Dave Chappelle money, I'd smoke Dave Chappelle weed. Yeah.
No, I would definitely do that stuff.
Maybe he could start his own strain. Does he have his own strain?
He should. I just found out about, what's it called? Have you heard of Moon Rock? Mm-mm. Where they make, maybe it's a different word.
That sounds like crack though. It sounds a bit cracky. What is that?
It's very. I took a picture of it. It looked like dog shit, but it's weed rolled up with keef and hash.
Okay.
That shit, I think that's probably what I smoked because someone gave that to me and it felt almost the same as the Dave Chappelle weed.
Yeah.
But to mix that much up and like I said, it looks like dog shit, literally. And they just kind of break it up and you smoke that. I've never done shrooms. I've never tried ecstasy or Molly, but I've always wanted to.
Yeah.
But I never found.
Why didn't you mix that up with the first time you fuck a white chick? Because they love ecstasy and Molly.
I heard.
You know what we need to do? We need to take you to a club, right, that plays white people music.
What's white people music to you? Like rave music? Because
yeah, actually, I was gonna say like, yeah, but like actually, minimal house and dance music. I think there's a lot of. I mean, this is English growing up in that world, but there was every race at that club. You know what I mean? Like for dance music, but yeah, more like techno shit. Techno is very white music.
Yeah,
black people don't fuck with techno too much.
No,
so we go to a techno club, right? We're gonna get you some fucking. We're gonna get your son to put some pink dreads in your hair. right? He's going to
hate
jazz you up
right now.
Now,
Yeah.
this we're going to do. We're going to put some fucking beads in it. You know, you're going to look a bit more lazy and just be like a bit more blasé about stuff. We'll get you some SoundCloud rapper jeans. You know, all the rip ones, right?
Yeah.
The Balenciagos or whatever the fuck they're called. And then we're going to get you some Molly, right? And you're going to go around the party and you're going to offer chicks Molly.
Is that what you do?
You go, hey, do you want some Molly? Yeah, I got some Molly. Yeah. Then you're going to do some Molly with some girls. As long as you ask their consent, you make sure they check, you know, hey, this is what's happening.
Yeah.
And then you fucking, you know, have a few little drinks. And then you'll be fucking some girl who, you know, is a white girl with dreadlocks. You're going to fuck them. That's going to be your first white girl. Is going to be a white girl with dreadlocks. They're the worst. Ugh.
Why?
Because they got dreadlocks and they're white.
God.
Isn't that annoying? That's not even cultural appropriation. It just looks fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Just looks dumb. I'm not even angry about the cultural appropriation element. I'm angry about the fact that you look like a fucking idiot if you're a white person with dreadlocks. Like, I'm always annoyed when I see, like, an Asian guy who's a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
A little part of me is annoyed, like, that's not, your body's not meant to do that. That's the same way I feel when I see white people with dreadlocks.
I can see that.
Yeah.
But that would be interesting for that to be my first experience.
Or a black person doing hoedown.
What the fuck is a hoedown?
There you go, exactly. Is the correct answer. Is the correct answer, by the way, Willie.
Is it a dance? Is
Yeah,
that
it's like that country, you know, here we go now, grab your
line
partner and
dancing
turn
type of
around
thing?
and lower on the D, and here we go. Yeah.
I never got to country music. I tried to listen to it.
Because it's on the list of things that black people are not into.
Do you like it?
Nah, fuck no. I'm not a big fan of country. But if I put on a cowboy hat and a pair of blue jeans, bootcut jeans, people would be like, all right, fair play.
Yeah.
You know
I
what
can't do that.
I mean, you can.
I look like Herman Cain.
Yeah, man, it's real. In the same way, if I was walking around with big long dreadlocks, like,
Hey, look
you
at
know,
this motherfucker.
Ali
Right
Selassie praised Jah and all that, you'd be like, really?
Stone him.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Yeah.
The only one who's allowed to do that is a white Rastafari. There are white Jamaicans and white Rastas. That does exist.
Oh, I was down.
Very rare, but it exists.
I was down in the Virgin Islands for like 3 months, and it fucked me up to hear like different races with like those Caribbean accents.
Thick Caribbean accents, yeah.
When I heard an Asian person, she was like, "Yeah, where you at going in your mind?" I was like, "What the fuck is this? What is this?"
Love it, right?
I hated it.
Yeah.
I was so confused. Like, you're not supposed to sound like this,
Yeah.
but then that's me being racist again.
Absolutely. I mean, but not in a bad way. That's not you being racist, because racist would suggest that you hated that experience or you hating her for being like that. You're more just going, this doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel normal to see a little Asian chick being like, you know, fucking allow yourself, bummer clock. That's not normal to see. But that's great, isn't it? I just think with white people and dreadlocks, man, it's just nah.
I think the other thing that made me, I mean, I'm not now no more. I was ignorant to the fact when Indian people, they were considered Asians. I never put them in that same category.
Yeah, that's American education.
Yeah, it must be.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't think like that.
Yeah.
And there are the ones that try to, you're so stupid, Willie. It's like, no, I just never put them in the same category.
Oh, I had an argument with someone out here about that, where I was talking about going, oh, well, you know what? So I grew up with a lot of Asian kids, blah, and they're going, oh, right, I always like Japanese or Korean. I was like, well, actually, like, you know, Pakistani, Bangladeshi, Indian, those are the majority. And they're like, that's not Asia, that's India, man. It's like, I'm like, no, that's in the continent of Asia. Like, they're part of Asia, Southern Asia. And he's like, no. And they went on a big fucking argument going, you're an idiot, American, British score. And I had to Google it and just go, like, look, man, it's like Asian. Oh, fuck. Yeah, well, I mean, no, but it's South Asia. That's a different problem. It's the same continent, you fucking cunt. But that's the lack of education, mate.
Yeah, I'm glad mine just happened between kind of like myself and someone like me and my girl. She was like, hey, you shouldn't, that's not right at all. And
what do you like seeing that shouldn't, like one of those juxtapositions where you see something that shouldn't go with something else, but it actually makes you really fucking happy?
White women with asses. That fucks me up. But
there's plenty of white women with asses, though. But I
didn't.
These
That's
days,
a
they're all
recent
squatting.
thing.
They're all
That's a
squatting,
recent thing to me.
Yeah, it was fat chicks first of all. Fat chicks with asses, of course, because there's it's got to go somewhere.
Yeah.
You mean like a fit looking white girl, but she's been doing her squats?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's big out here in LA. In St. Louis, there's a lot of just fat. There's a lot of just fatter white
But even
chicks.
the ass just falls off the end, yeah.
Then you come out here and just seem like that's not real.
Yeah.
But something that doesn't go together.
See, I like seeing a fat person who's really athletically dancing.
What?
That makes me really happy.
You know what? I watched this dance video with this black guy, and he's kind of heavier set, but to see him move and do all those.
Is that the big guy who's in the car park and he would do like some
Yeah.
moves? Stuff? Yeah. He was on Vine. He was like one of my favorite guys to watch. He's actually not black. He's from the islands. He's Hawaiian, I think. Hawaiian something. But he's got very dark skin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big fucking yeah. I love that. I love seeing people do something that aesthetically you would never think them capable of. Does that make sense?
No. Yeah.
When I see a fucking 600-pound morbidly obese person, I'm like, yeah, you probably where I would expect to see you is sitting on a couch that you haven't moved out for 6 months, stuffing your face with fucking KFC and McDonald's. Seeing you popping and locking in a dance studio at Gold's Gym in Hollywood, that makes my dick a little hard.
Can you dance?
I can dance. I'm not great at it. I'm not like a super talented dancer, but yeah, I've done some dancing. I can learn well as well.
Yeah.
Used to do like some salsa classes and stuff like that. Yeah.
I try to dance. Like I'm one of those people that watch those YouTube videos from those folks in North Hollywood.
Okay. Yeah.
And I try to mimic them.
Yeah.
I'm not good, but I want to learn how to dance. Even at 34, I'm like, I want to learn to dance now.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Why not? You're never too old to dance. That's a good thing to do with a girl as well.
White girl?
With a girl. No, my girl's like Latin and black. She's Jamaican and Puerto Rican.
Okay.
But like she loves to dance.
Yeah.
She wants to go dancing, learn dancing.
And she can dance. Like she can dance.
I think like when a woman's like Latin and Jamaican, I think they're just like they're born with the ability to dance.
Oh.
And also cook delicious food. And also fuck.
Yeah. I think the freakiest girl I've messed with was a Belizean chick.
Belizean, yeah?
Yeah, that was she's top three.
Belizean. What's the mix of
Black and Asian?
Yeah, not Blade. What's the other one? One of the islands that it's like anyway, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Like I've messed with women that could Kegel, where they squeeze.
Yeah.
But this particular girl knew how to like. It was like different chambers for each part of your penis, man. It was the craziest thing.
It was like an oscillator. It was like one of those massage things. Doing that.
Yeah.
Oscillating on your dick.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Which was.
Or maybe she had the fucking dragon scales inside, and that was what was going on in there.
Dragon scales is a good thing, and I misread this dream.
the dragon pussy is what you've always desired. You just didn't know
that's what it was saying. It's like after you get it, you're not gonna want anything else.
Yeah, maybe.
Wouldn't that be crazy if I looked at this dream?
I think you should definitely. Have you got a girlfriend right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so then maybe don't do this right now. But if that ever goes wrong, I definitely think you should just have fun fucking women of different cultures, because there's no better way to learn about someone's culture than by fucking and falling for someone, falling in love with someone especially, but caring about and enjoying. Here's what I think it is. You know that moment after you've just had great sex with someone? Mm-hmm. For me, that's the most honest I feel like anyone ever is. Because all your shit's dropped, all your fucking firewalls have been, disabled. You've dropped all your fucking preconceptions, all your pretense. You're both there, sweaty, feeling each other, tasting each other's shit. You've had vaginas and dicks smashing together. Like there's nothing, there's no hidden bullshit anymore.
Right.
So I find that to be some of the best conversations I've ever had with women is after sex. You lay there, she lays her head on your chest, and you just talk about shit and you laugh and whatever. Uh-huh. Maybe smoke a little blunt and just fucking talk. But that's what you need to do. You need to get up inside of just like a little taster.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're a handsome guy. You're talented at what you do. I think you could probably just line up a few little hangouts. Let's go, listen, look, I'm not offering a long-term relationship. I'm pretty certain I want to do that with a black woman, but I would love to feel the warm embrace of, a petite dragon pussy.
Say that.
That belongs to a woman named Becca, probably.
Becca.
I
could see me with a Becca.
Yeah.
Becca sounds like someone she listens to a little bit of hip hop. She's
bougie as fuck though, Becca.
Fucking bougie ass Becca.
She always has a Starbucks in her hand.
Yeah.
But she does. But she likes a little bit of T.I. and Drake, and she thinks she's super into urban culture. But only because there's one black friend she has.
I made her watch Hidden Colors. Are you familiar with Hidden Colors?
I haven't seen it. No.
What?
No.
I thought you was on that side of the whole urban side, but Hidden Colors is just one of those movies where it's just like here's where black people came from, talks about the Moors and Africa, blah, 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 blah.
I mean, if you by on that side of things, you mean like of the urban culture, you mean that I have an understanding of the history.
Yeah.
About then, I do. But that's because of British school education as well.
So they teach y'all.
Oh, we know about the atrocities of every country, but our own included, British Empire and how we marauded around places. Of course, the genocidal lunatics who went out to America and settled in this land, the slavery, and ferrying over ships of people. Yeah, we know. I mean, we get taught about that at school.
Man, our education here is so one-sided.
Yeah.
And one-sided meaning just white American culture.
Sure.
Most of the stuff that I learned about history and just different cultures was just outside of life, just talking to people.
Yeah, of course. And then the problem with that is if it's not factually and historically accurate in its depiction, then you're always going to get a subjective viewpoint once it's being given. But the problem is in this country, you get a very subjective viewpoint that just kind of ignores it a lot. Mm-hmm. Right?
And they're changing the word slavery in these new history books because like they're called something servants, or somehow they PC cultured slave to like something where it's just like involuntary
domestic servants.
Yeah, something like that. Like in the
agricultural
agriculture.
You know what that sounds like? That sounds like a fucking some like almost trying to make it comedian who adds all their different hashtags. Hashtag actor's life. Yeah. Hashtag hand model. Hashtag voice actor. Hashtag producer of various. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, they once put on one comedy show 7 years ago. Do you know what I mean, for their auntie's birthday, and they're like, I'm the producer, and that's what it sounds like. They're trying to give like false jobs to people who that wasn't a job. Right.
No, I can see that.
Yeah, they don't want to say slaves.
What's next for you comedy wise? What's your goal?
Oh wow, you're flipping the interview. Okay.
Oh my bad. My bad.
I just want to exclusively do no, I don't know, man. What is my next goal in comedy? That's a good question. I guess the same goal that I've already had, which is continue to develop as an act, Mm-hmm. I want to get funnier. I just want to get funnier and better at all the facets of the job that I do, whether it's writing, performing, crowd work. I feel like the best comics are the ones who... I hate nothing more in comedy than when I talk to a comic and they go, oh man, God, I can never do that, or I'd never do that room, or I'd never do that spot, or I can never go up then. When people talk about Dave Chappelle's of the world, right? The number of comics I've heard talk about, oh, well, Dave's coming in tonight, or Aziz's coming tonight, or Louis coming in tonight, or Amy Schumer. Fuck, they're going to bump me, or I'd hate to go. I can never go on after those people. How are you meant to go on after them? I'm like, you utter fucking morons. If you're a good comic, the best time to go on stage is directly after a superstar. Because that crowd's dicks and vaginas are all throbbing with the excitement and anticipation. And yeah, they won't know who you are, but you got, if you're funny and you're good, you've already got, you got the hottest crowd you can work with. Yeah. Yeah. I love that. So it's to be that good in every facet of what I do, So
do you want to get to the sitcom world? Like, would you be a star of a sitcom, or do you want to?
I got offered a sitcom role at the end of last year, actually, in December last year, to be a father on a Nickelodeon series. But it was a 5-year contract. So we turned it down.
What's wrong with the 5-year contract? That sounds like guaranteed.
It's long. It's 5 years on a children's network. Everything I do, wasn't allowed to be able to be a regular in any other TV series. I wasn't allowed to work on any other children's network, including Disney, who own fucking Marvel and all of that. So that's problematic. Anything I wrote in 5 years, they'd have a first refusal on producing. There was a lot of things that made it just like, just cut down the number of years. If they said 2 years, I would have taken it.
Right.
So yeah, I would absolutely do that role if it was the right role.
Yeah,
I would do something like that. But I also think I already know what if you're asking what would be my ideal things to get, I want to play a villain, a super villain. I'm very big into sci-fi and fantasy. I'm a fucking geek, I'm always into that. And I'd love to play a really, really good supervillain. Like a role like Negan on The Walking Dead is the kind of role that you're like, yes, meaty. Yeah. Loki in the Marvel movies is infinitely more interesting than Thor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see that.
And just like a better character across the board. And then I would love to make enough money over the course of this year with this, these other businesses to be able to afford to just shoot my own comedy special. I don't want to wait around for someone else to tell me what jokes I can do, how I can do it, whether it fits the woke generation. It's not enough. It's not enough to be a progressive, liberal-minded individual anymore. It's not enough to believe in the equality of all people. That's not good enough anymore.
Right.
Now you got to be virtue signaling constantly. You're not allowed to ever upset any group in any way, shape, or form by saying something that's considered un-PC or overtly, divisive. But I make divisive comedy. I make comedy that makes you think.
Yeah.
So I might be talking about Trump and about racism and about politics, but I'll reduce it down to a cuckold joke, to the idea of me being a husband in cuckold pornography and just hoping enough black guys show up to make things good for me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, the joke is highlighting the fact that I'm on the side of people of color and how they're more likely to vote. If you're an intelligent audience member, you see that.
Yeah.
But if you're an idiot and you're part of super PC, woke generation, SJW kind of thing, it's interesting that I will get more complaints from people going, you know that joke? You shouldn't say that. You shouldn't say that joke. What are you saying? Are you saying black guys are any good enough to come and fuck someone in porn? Is that what you're saying? No, you dumb cunt. What I'm saying is that I'm reducing the idea of not being able to vote in the midterms and being an immigrant in this country to being a cuckold in pornography.
Right.
I want to do all these things, but I'm not given any kind of, free reign to do it. And realistically, I have to just hope and pray that enough black guys show up to make my voice heard, because we're going to have the same voice.
Would you shoot it in LA or would you shoot it somewhere different?
The cuckold pornography? No, I'd probably do it.
Yeah, you're special.
New York.
New York. Is it because that comedy scene is just so much more
when I have the money
to
do it, what I'd really like to do is do 3 shows. One in London, one in New York, and one in Los Angeles.
Okay.
Do like a three part, and then splice the 3 shows together, so you get 3.
Interesting.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, because that's what my comedy has been shaped by, the fact it's been international. And so when I do jokes, half my comedy career has been in America, and half of my stand-up career has been in England. I did like 4 or 5 years there before I left, and then I've been doing it here almost 4 years. So I'm 8 years in.
Yeah.
So 5 years there, 4 years there, 4 years here. So I would love to showcase that in comedy. That would be interesting. What about you? What's your ultimate goal?
I really don't want to do movies. I don't see myself doing movies.
But you're an actor as well.
Yeah, I'm an actor.
Is it because you have no interest in the medium, the format of it, setup?
Yeah, I don't like being gone. I guess even though sitcoms would take me away a lot too, but I feel like movies is just so much more tedious for me. It's like I really don't want to learn a whole bunch of crazy lines. Like I want to be like a sitcom dad, like not Nickelodeon or Disney, but like I could see myself doing like an HBO type of thing.
Okay.
I really want to build my stand-up. Stand-up is one of my favorite things to do. And
you're great at it, man. That's why you're here on the podcast, because, when we did the show together, it was very impressive, yeah.
I also want to be able to do it outside of this PC culture. Like, I've been working on some stuff that does not work in Los Angeles at all.
Yeah.
Well, certain parts, depending on who's in the audience.
And this is me throwing a devil's advocate, a little spanner in the works.
Yeah.
For instance, I'll give you the example. When I perform in Vegas, I moderate some of my political material. I don't change what I'm saying with it. I change the way that I say it, so that a predominantly red state, Nevada, and predominantly Republican audience, because they're from people from all over America, you get a real split. But I think you probably get more Republicans than Democrats in your audience. Yeah. So when I still make jokes about Trump, I make jokes about the presidency, I make jokes about governance in this country, but I changed the wording to make it more inclusive, so it's less of an attack on those people's political outlook and beliefs, and more of a social commentary on what's going on, so they can kind of go, well, yeah, all right, he's shitting on Trump, which I don't necessarily like because I'm a Trump supporter, but I also can't get angry at what he's saying because I understand there's truth to it and I can relate to that and empathize with it. And he's made it into something very funny that could apply to all of us. Yeah. Vice versa. If you've got material that you want to say that is not necessarily PC, so maybe it's saying maybe it's taking the stance of, even if you are a progressive, liberal-minded guy, I don't know what your political outlook is, doesn't really fucking matter. But even if you want to be able to go, hey, I want to be able to make fun of the fucking overtly liberal left as well, maybe you can still do that, but just find a way to do it for this audience so that they can shut the fuck up and listen and let you finish the point before they go, I'm offended. This is a safe space.
There's two examples. So, for example, America's Got Talent wanted me to do their whole audition process, but they like my kids stuff, but they were like,
but can you breakdance? Because we don't. We're just saying
we like our blacks to be able to.
Well, we're trying to make sure that the diverse members really showcase their urban qualities, and I'm just saying that maybe breakdancing could work for you.
They asked me to, because I have that joke about having a butch baby mom. They're like, you can't say butch, you can't say lesbian. You got to figure out a different way to say those things.
Can't say lesbian?
Can't say lesbian because they don't talk about sexuality.
So you're going to say she's into girls?
Maybe that's what I could have said. Because I was like, girls.
My ex, she's into girls, and she's with a lady. She's got a partner who's a lady. You could just say it as a throwaway thing like that.
So you got that side, but then I got this bit where I talk about how last year
she likes fisting dragon pussy.
She likes fisting dragon pussy. When they like, you can't say dragon pussy on TV, and I was like, why not, Jeff?
Has to be reptilian warm space.
Reptilian warm space. Skin body wallet, as they
body wallet. Yes.
So it was like that, but I have this joke about
that's a prison term.
500 and no, that's I got that. There was another comic that said I got that from a comic that calls it that. I forgot who says that. Okay. Might have been D.L. Hughley.
Okay.
But 537 men got raped by women last year. And I think that is such a funny just idea. And I talk about it on stage, and this chick's like, rape's not funny. I was like, but this is man rape. Like, this is a man. She's like, no, rape is rape. And I was like, oh, God. But I said this, I did this whole bit in like Wisconsin, and they were like, hilarious.
Yeah.
Love it.
Also, that girl's right, but also an idiot. Yeah, I feel like the response to that is just to go, you're right, rape's not funny.
Yeah.
But the joke is funny, and it's about elements of this thing that we need to stop demonizing. We need to find a way to make this an accessible thing for people to heal.
Yeah, because
sure, rape's not funny, but a joke about rape can be hilarious.
Man, this is a man getting raped by a woman. Like a woman coming up to you, give me that dick, like gun to your face. And it's like,
even outside of that though, there's one of my favorite comics back in New York, Lynn Coplitz. She was like Joan Rivers' kind of protege and stuff. She has the single funniest joke I've ever heard about rape in my entire life. And I don't think I've heard more than about 3 jokes that have made me laugh that are to do with the concept, at least as a contextual concept.
Do you know the joke?
Yeah, I mean, I do, and I wouldn't do it justice. Right. I'm pretty certain if you Google, you can find Lynn Coplitz and her doing this joke. It's fucking flawless.
Okay.
But it's basically effectively of her going, at the end of her set, she normally does a bit, it's her closing bit, and she'll go, anyway, if you enjoy my set, find me, you can, Instagram, Twitter, whatever, Lynn Coplitz, or whatever, come over, just tell me you enjoyed it. She goes, 178, McDougal Street, apartment B. And she's like, oh no, that's my real address. Everyone laughs. She goes, oh, that's my real address. She's like, I mean, what are you going to do? Like, I've been living in the village on my own in New York for the last fucking 30, 40 years. What are you going to do to me? I've been through everything. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Are you going to come over and rape me? Is that what you're going to do? Go, I'll rape your rape. And she does this whole, I've already planned. You think I've been working and living in New York City for fucking 4 decades, and you think I haven't already got a plan of action in place? She goes, you can't rape me. You can't rape me. You climb through the fucking window. You climb through that window. Boom, boom. I'm there, ready, in a negligee. I got candles lit. Do you know what I mean? I got a platter of like salami and cheese and meats and stuff like that. Come in. Do you know what I mean? You're trying to rape me. I'm kissing you on the lips. I'm kissing you on the mouth. I will full on kiss you on your mouth. I'll whisper in your ear, don't ever leave. Like I will, and it's hilarious. And she does it obviously she does it a million times better than I'm doing it. And it's hilarious because it's her saying it. But her whole bit is fucking hilarious. And now she's had women say to her, you can't make that jokes. If you're not a rape survivor, she goes, how do you know what I am?
Oh.
How do you know what I am? How do you know what's happened to me sexually? Yeah. You don't, as an audience member. And I don't know what's happened to you. What I do know is that the joke I'm telling is funny. The context of it is hilarious. The setup, the punchlines, the tags are fucking brilliant. And if you don't like it, that's because you're not taking the joke as it is delivered contextually. And that's your fucking issue. And
salami, cheese.
I just love the idea that you're a fucking evil rapist, and you open up the window and you start leaning in, and then she's there like, I didn't think you were going to take so long. Do you know what I mean? She's there like soft lighting. Do you know what I mean? It's fucking beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So to that woman and anyone else, I think there's contextual. But of course, the concept, the act of hurting someone, sexually abusing someone is abhorrent and disgusting. But it's not, doesn't mean there aren't jokes about it. So I think you can do those jokes. It's just finding the way to tell the same joke in a different way to a different audience so that they can find the humor in it too.
Yeah, it's not one of those jokes that has like a staple in my thing. It's just one of those idea things where it's like these, like I'm not calling the cops, I'm calling Jeff. Like, hey, you better hurry up on Hollywood Boulevard. Bitches out here raping. Like,
oh, what? I get down there and just like, oh my God, I really don't want to have sex tonight.
Yeah.
I really hope some attractive woman doesn't put me in the back of her van. You know what the embarrassing and upsetting thing is? If I did that, I'd get left.
Damn.
Well, you'd be bundled in the back of a van. You'd be like, see you later, Jeff. It's like a fucking hand goes over your mouth with chloroform. Oh, I mean, like, wait for me now. Chasing a fucking black tinted window van down fucking Sunset. Take me too. But it's I mean, there's got to be humor in that because the concept of a man, it's such a. Here's the thing. Legally, I've been raped, like by a woman. Potentially by two, but definitely by one. I can remember all the ins and outs of what happened. And it was just getting drunk with an exec producer on a TV show I was hosting years and years ago. And we ended up after the shoot, we had a few drinks with everyone at the bar in the hotel. She and I were getting on really well. We were flirting. We were outrageously flirting and blah, blah, blah. And everyone else went to bed. She was like, why don't we have a little nightcap in your room? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, we'll go and hit the mini bar because the bar closed in the hotel. We go to my room, we have a few more drinks. We're definitely flirting. We're making out a little bit. We've messed around a little bit. And at some point, I say to her, I got to host tomorrow. You got to stand behind the camera. I got to be on camera. I feel like I'm drunk. I need to drink, pound a couple of glasses of water, and I need to go to sleep and get fucking. And she's like, no, I completely understand. I said, and also this, maybe we should wait until after we finish the shoot, because this is a little unprofessional. And she was like, you're right. She goes, but I'm really enjoying company. Do you mind if I just like lay here? Can I just lay next to you and just like sleep? And I was like, absolutely. Like, that's great. Let's just have a little snuggle. So I go to the bathroom, I brush my teeth, I pull on some shorts and a t-shirt, I give her a shorts and a t-shirt to get dressed in, or like my jogger bottoms and a fucking t-shirt. And we lay in bed, and then I wake up and I'm blind drunk, and I go to sleep, and then I wake up a few hours later and I'm naked and she's riding my dick. And because I'm a man, and because it has a different psychological effect on a man than a woman in that sense, I never felt physically scared. Yeah. I knew I could just grab her and fucking throw her off me if I wanted to.
Uh-huh.
But I wake up and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Like, oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, okay. Oh, I guess I'm. And she's like, oh yeah, fucking doing all this shit and riding my dick. And at that point, you're just like, I guess I'm fucking this woman now. Yeah. Or I guess I'm being fucked by this woman now. Mm-hmm. But I never reported it.
Of course not.
What the fuck am I going to report? Go to the police and go, hey, this woman that I was making out with, fuck me. And they'd be like, all right, fist bump. Fist bump, peace. Which emergency do you require? Is it the emergency of well done? Because fist bump and peace. See you later. Do you know what I mean? No, I wanted to report. Do you know what I mean? What do you do?
Calling?
Yeah, what do you fucking do? Yeah, exactly. What do you want? A fucking medal? Leave us alone. You know what I mean?
Leave us alone.
But seriously, like, what do you do? But if that story, the gender roles were reversed.
Oh, yeah.
But I understand why. Because of the physical threat and intimidation. The difference is, if a man hurts a woman, most women, unless they're a fucking MMA fighter, are going to feel very physically intimidated. They're going to be too scared to stop what's happening. I psychologically felt a little bit. She used her position of power. She was my boss, the exec producer of this TV show.
Yeah. And
she wants to fuck me, and like I'm woken up and she's got my cock inside of her. I'm like, all right, well, I guess I just get on with this now. And I enjoyed the sex, I was a bit fucking all over the place.
Naturally.
And I got on with it, and I sort of like was a little bit fucking feeling a bit ill and like laid down, and I went back to sleep, and then I woke up in the morning. She wasn't in my room when I woke up. She'd gone back to her own room and left a little note like, hey, I see you at the shoot. I had to go and get ready.
Do y'all even address something like that, or is it just like on to the day of work?
Nah, I didn't hang out with her anymore of the shoot. We had 2 more days of the shoot. It was like a music festival.
Okay.
We were covering for the weekend, so it was like there from Thursday until Sunday shooting. So there was 2 more days. So I did the Saturday and Sunday. Didn't really hang out with her again. And then she didn't ever hit me up afterwards. And she was a bit like, so I don't know. But I mean, I'm sure for that woman, she was just like, we were just both sloppy drunk and one thing led to another and blah, blah, blah. But I remember I was drunk, but my wits were about me. I remember being drunk enough, but being sober enough to go, I'm drunk and I need to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And this is not professional. Let's go to sleep. And getting dressed and giving her an outfit to be dressed in. And then I woke up and my fucking pants were off. My shirt was sort of ridden up where she held it up. And my trousers and pants, my fucking shorts and pants were around my ankle. And she's on my dick. So I'm like, I know I didn't undress myself. I know I didn't get myself aroused. And I know I didn't put my cock inside of her.
Yeah.
So it's like,
And I talked to my son about this because he had, because I don't know why I told him about this. I was just trying to find an audience, I guess. And he was like, how do men get their penis hard if that's what happens? And I think, is it because it's like.
Have you never got an erection at an inappropriate time? Even today.
Yeah.
I've had 3 boners just during this podcast, dude, that were completely unintentional. Do you know? I'm joking. They were completely intentional. You start talking about dragon pussy, and,
it does it for you.
And fucking sexy Latin women, dude. I'm always gonna get a little. Nah, you know what I'm saying? My point is, if I lay in bed unconscious and a woman gently strokes my dick for a total of about 30 seconds. My dick's going to come to full erection. And then pull it out and put it inside of a pussy. Like, I mean, it's not, like, hard to do.
That's funny, man.
Yeah.
In a nut. Funny one.
It's so funny, yeah.
No, my eyes wider.
So maybe I have the most hilarious rape story. It's not actually Linkopolis. No, but I'm again, I think there's humor in talking about those things, but you also, it's understanding. It's taking into account enough the potential upset of an audience member, but then also ignoring their subjective standpoint enough to be true to the joke. If you know what contextual delivery you're trying to put across, but if you're getting people in the audience upset by it, for instance, like I have a joke about consent, because I've been on the receiving end of crazy fucking women who wanted to hurt me, women who were sexually dangerous, women who cheated on their partners with me, and then tried to make out like it wasn't. There's bad women out there, or not women, one particular woman, but I like enough shit that makes me very skeptical of women now, which has actually been good for me sexually. Yeah, to just go, I'm basically not going to fuck anyone unless I'm really certain they're not nut job. But with that. I still, when I tell my jokes, I have a joke about consent, basically. And it's the bottom line is it's about the ludicrous nature of men feeling any threat from women. But also a very real, honest take on the fact that right now, as a performer with TV credits, I absolutely know there's every chance. I was prolifically sexual and promiscuous. I used to fuck a lot of chicks, always with consent, always good. And we were always both into it. But the more success I have on TV and film, the more my name is out and about, in this current social climate, of course there's going to be opportunist people who want to try and get a moment of fame, get some money out of you, whatever the fuck they want to do. Touch wood that, that isn't going to be the case, and the fucking legal system works, which I don't think it does in this country, clearly, but depending on, where you're from, what color your skin is, etc., etc. But it puts me in a position, I think it puts a lot of comics. The joke is effectively about the fact that comics now are almost as uncertain of the intention of their audiences in both material and showing interest in us and support afterwards. We don't know if you're trying to troll us online, cause some fucking drama between us and another act, fuck us to then say that you didn't want us to fuck us. Like, there's a million different things that, for instance, a woman in an audience has power that she doesn't, either she does realize it or she doesn't, but it makes me very skeptical. And so the joke is about a woman who I approached me actually after a show, who I went on a date with after a show. And I speed up the timeline, but she hit me up, gave me her number and said we should go for a drink. I forgot about it. She then reached out to me on social media and was like, oh, what, you're never going to use my number? And I was like, fuck, Jesus, I forgot about this chick. Arranged a date a couple of days later. We went out for drinks. She ends up coming back here. She's cool. She seems nice. She comes through the door, and it wasn't this apartment. It was another apartment, but she comes through the door and like pushes me up against the wall. And she's like, gonna fuck you. You're gonna fuck my tight pussy. You're gonna fuck my tight asshole. I want you to spit in my mouth, slap me across the face with your dick. I want you to do everything dirty to me. You fucking just treat me like a fucking whore. And I'm like, oh, fucking Jesus, that's amazing. All right. Well, I want you to sign a release form. Just because I'm like, I don't fucking know what your intentions are. I'm not going to do any of that crazy shit to you ever until I'm married to you. You know what I mean? Like, you think I'm going to bind your wrists behind your fucking back and throw a dick in your throat and fuck you with the voracious appetite you want me to the point where I could bruise the inside of your fucking vagina? You think I'm going to do any of that in 2019 without knowing your mental health background, your fucking, what you'll find out? I want to know your FICO score. I want to know how fucking, how good is your fucking credit? Because if your credit's not over 750, I know you're looking for a payout. Like, seriously, I want to know how good your fucking credit score is. I want to see a clean bill of health from your fucking therapist. I want to meet your parents just to know there's no daddy issues there. I want all of this shit on paper before I even consider throwing a dick inside your arsehole and slapping you across the face at the same time. If that's what you're into, dope. But I ain't doing it until I have on fucking paper a guarantee that you're not crazy.
Do you have the consent app? Like I have the consent app. Like
that's a real thing.
That's a real thing. I'm gonna show it to you real quick.
That's hilarious. Did you see the consent condom where you need 4 hands to put it open?
That's not real.
Yeah. It's become an internet meme in a space of a day.
It's called We Consent.
All right. How do we do this?
I don't think I have any signal in here, so it might be. it might be.
So you can only fuck where there's Wi-Fi access. That's hilarious. Shit.
But yeah,
some girls are like, I'm gonna suck that dick. Not yet. You know. Come on. Can you get a hotspot going? What the fuck? Okay, there you go. New register.
So yeah, you probably have to register. I had to re-register, but it's like we both had to put our thumbs up. Then we both have to do a voice recording of like, I consent, my name is and this and that. Like, it's this whole process.
No better way to stir up a little bit of fucking romance than, going, if you could just say clearly into the phone that I consent, just list all the things I'm going to do to you.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But this is what we have to go through.
My name is Sarah and I consent to Willie having sex with me. Where do you consent to me do? Oh, in the anus. No, I meant where in the house.
But seriously, say all this stuff.
But I'm serious. Where do we this is what is still being worked out, and this is why it's a very confusing time for everyone. No, it's a confusing time for everyone because I'm completely in agreement that's actually a great app. If I was still dating and casually dating, I'd definitely download that app. Yeah, because I think that's a very assured way to go. But it also sucks dick that you have to do that to have your dick sucked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I
like
fun.
that idea of how you're like, I consent that he throws me against the wall and slaps his.
Do you know what I mean?
Across. She said just so.
Yeah. I really consent to him. I want him to spit in my face. I don't want him to give me any respect.
I want to give me any respect.
My dad never hugged me, and I consent to the continuation, the cycle of self-worthlessness I feel. When he comes,
you don't have to stop. You can stop. You can stop.
Where can I come? I prefer it on the breast or the stomach. But if you do come on the face, that's going to be okay. Just don't get it in my eyes. If you get it in my eyes, this is null and void. Do you know what I mean? Like fucking
it's null and void.
Precision aiming. Do you know what I mean? Go. Well, I mean, he didn't. Can you imagine? Then it ends up in a court of law. Well, I mean. But Your Honor, I came on the tits. Yeah, but you also, a bit of your jizz went in the eye. And that's why we're here.
That's why we're here.
She's claiming for loss of earnings for pink eye. Okay?
Oh,
she's
God.
She's an optometrist and she's claiming for loss of earnings 3 months. That acidic jizz of yours.
The witnesses I like to bring forth eye doctor, Dr.
Zoo is coming in.
Yes, now if you come right here on the side of the eye, that's where pink eye usually happens.
There you go.
And then, can you show me how you did that?
Dr. Zoo, you're a specialist in, can you show us how this process? Sure, absolutely. Just fucking takes station. Starts furiously jerking off at a mannequin head. Just trying to get the aim. But this is, see, there you go. See, that's a funny take on the story that could come out of a falsified account of sexual assault. Mm-hmm. There's humor in everything, but it's finding it and it's the context.
Yeah.
Fucking a little bit bougie there. The context of how we talk about it.
Yeah.
I guarantee that if we were having a conversation with a woman who had been sexually assaulted, Her take on it's going to be very different. But, you know, if she's a professional comic, there's loads of professional female comics who've been assaulted and make jokes about it. And found ways to make it funny and to lessen that pain. You know, it's hard. Someone recently, I made a joke yesterday. God, we've gone so long. It's all right. It's good, though. An hour and 44. It flew by, mate. Normally an hour. No, don't worry about it. It's good. It's good conversation. But, you know, Notre Dame just had a big fire. You know, and one of the spires fell and it damaged. The bell towers are okay, but it damaged part of the roof where the spire fell through and stuff. But they put it out and it's going to be okay. And I made jokes about it. I made some jokes about it. Like I went, you know, I wonder if I just got the picture of the you know, the cathedral on fire, and I just put, I wonder if pedophiles enjoy the taste of s'mores as much as we do.
That's funny.
Thank you, man. It's you know, it's not the cleverest joke I've ever written. You know, it's obviously just taking on the old trope that, you know, the Catholic Church has been guilty of a huge amount of sodomy of minors, you know, at the hands of their priests. But it's based on factual evidence. It's a funny take. It's a spin. It was topical. It was quick. It was, you know, and then I've also reduced it to something amusing like cooking s'mores. Do you know what I mean? What are they going to be doing up in the Notre Dame? Do you know what I mean? You're just going to be like, you know, Sebastian, take that sweet ass out of here. Daddy's got to cook some s'mores while this lasts. You know what I mean? Like, or whatever the fuck it is. And some woman got really upset. She got really annoyed, and she was like, I can't believe you're making a joke about this. And she's from the UK. She's one of my fans from the UK. She went, I can't. Maybe you're too far away anymore to understand how this has affected people, but this is too soon. Blah blah. And I said, she goes, I don't understand how you can make jokes like this. And I went, well, one, I'm a comedian. It's my job to make jokes and to have a comical take on topical stories. That's one of my jobs. Two, this isn't. No one's been was killed. There was one firefighter who was injured, but there was no like crazy serious injuries or deaths involved. So it's not too soon. There's no one's going to be up in arms about it. Thirdly, I can still respect the historical value and architectural value of a building and its beauty, but still understand that in that building, Catholic priests fuck children. Like, what's the issue here? And she's like, well, you don't really understand. I'm like, no. You don't understand. This is my job to make jokes. And we've hit a point now where people are happy to hear jokes about anything as long as it is in alignment with what they believe about the world. And that's why we're all so segregated. And I actually think PC culture has partly been detrimental to building relationships with races. People used to be able to make jokes with each other and have a bit of a gag. Like, I don't walk around the streets dropping a fucking M-bomb. I don't have jokes like, black guy and a Jew and a fucking wetback walk into a fucking... That's not my comedy. That's not my mind. That's not who I am. But I liked when my fucking black friends can make fun of me about like going, oh, are you going to cook us dinner? Shit. Should we bring salt and pepper? Like, you know what I mean? Like when they make fun of my whiteisms, that's okay. And I'd be like, well, I mean, I'm not going to rely on you to bring the seasoning because you're not going to get there until 2 hours late anyway. Like, that's okay. Black people are late. White people don't season their food. That's funny. That brings us together, that we acknowledge these things about our own race and we laugh about them. That's funny. And jokes like that I don't think demonize a race. They help build bridges for us to understand our differences and laugh at them. And go, well, by laughing at it, that's the most human, empathetic thing you can do is laugh with someone at the same thing. You know, and all my friends of color, certainly, maybe because a lot of them comedians, find it a lot easier to joke about those things. And they joke with me about who I am. And I'll joke about who they are, you know. But it's never designed to be hurtful or painful or demonize what someone is.
No, I agree to that.
Whereas my joke about the Notre Dame is absolutely only doing one thing, which is demonizing pedophile priests.
No, I got it.
It's not demonizing Notre Dame. It's not going, this building should fucking burn. It's like, no, I don't want a building to burn, but if I could fill it full of all the fucking priests in the world who've ever fucked a kid and set it alight, yeah, I'd do that. I would happily sacrifice the entire Notre Dame cathedral if we could fill it from bottom to top, stack it full. Just stack the priests up in there, who've ever fucked a kid, shut the doors, get a couple of bars on it. See you later. Like, I'd do that. Because that, for me, that's what the joke is doing. It's attacking, it's demonizing Catholic Church sodomy of children. It's not It's not demonizing, but she didn't fucking understand that. In the same way your chick will be like, this is not a funny joke. And it's like, did you hear it? Did you understand it? Yeah. And this podcast is mostly me talking about my opinions of the world, and you just being like, so aghast with the state of society.
I love what we do.
You do?
I do. Because you can't you can't be at a regular 9 to 5 and have these type of conversations because it's you can get in trouble with HR or you offend someone and now there's a lawsuit. And
the problem is, though, I feel a lot more of those people can have these conversations because they can find people who are like-minded with them in their own bigotry or their own, racial, sexual, xenophobic-based, bigotry.
Yeah.
And they can find people that agree with them, and they can come home from work, do this shit, just get on with it, earn their money, and they can come home and go, these fucking black people, man, fucking guy around my area coming around here with his fucking do-rags and all that shit, smoking out the fucking barbecue, smelling all them spicy shit. I don't like them black faces. He can do that.
Yeah.
Whereas me and you want to get up on stage and make like a little joke about racism or a joke about gender divide or about that, and we're immediately on the chopping block.
Yeah.
It's like, motherfucker, our job is to make these things easier to talk about.
I guess that's true because especially once you get to that state, like how they had Tracy Morgan made that if my son was gay joke, and he had to go on an apology tour, damn near.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah.
What was the joke? If my son's gay?
Yeah, he's like, I would spank him or like I would beat my son if he was gay or something. Like I wouldn't have that around. Whatever it was.
Something like, but I couldn't spank him too hard because he'd enjoy it or something like that. Was that the thing?
I think that was it.
That was the end of the joke was more just like him going, but how do I know if he's going to like that? I can't even spank him because if I spank him, he might be like, yeah, daddy, do it hard.
So, yeah, I guess you can. I guess.
We get attacked for what we're meant to do these days.
And like, I guess when you think of like Eddie Murphy and just like the Richard Pryor side, they got away with a lot. Like they cannot do those same jokes anymore. Like,
I think there's a difference between Eddie and Richard.
How?
Richard Pryor, his earlier specials and his late specials were fucking brilliant, but they were thought-provoking. He used tropes and social not social bigotry, but like things that people would throw around as kind of ideas of black people, gay people, interracial couples, blah 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 blah. He would throw those ideas around, but with thought. Eddie Murphy, a lot of his performance, like I rewatched Raw and Delirious, not long ago.
Recently? Okay.
Yeah. And I used to fucking cry with laughter watching those specials. Cry. I thought it was the funniest shit I'd ever seen in my life. Rewatching it now, I'm like, I couldn't find a lot of it funny because I was going, now I'm watching it and now I know more about what Eddie Murphy's like now as a person and who he is. I know that a lot of this is he is just a homophobe. He is a misogynist. Like he fucking hates women.
Yeah.
And doesn't value them at all. And he thinks that all gay people are a bunch of faggots. That's how he would describe it. And and you know what I mean? He's like, there's a lot of racist, homophobic and sexist shit in his act that wasn't funny or thought-provoking. Sorry, it wasn't thought-provoking. It was funny because it was reinforcing those ideas. Whereas Pryor, I can still watch his shit and it's as prevalent and as poignant as it was, 20 years ago as it is today.
Okay.
Because, longer than 20 years, but whatever. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's still dealing with those subject matters, but in a cleverer way. He was cleverer. He was just a cleverer comic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who'd you grow up liking?
Pryor, Hicks, Carlin, Rivers. Lenny Bruce is like someone who I came to very late on, but like Lenny Bruce. See, Lenny Bruce is a perfect example. There's a man who championed free speech. If he was alive today, fuck, he'd be like very sad with the state of comedy.
As much as he went to jail over it, yeah.
He was penniless by the end of his career. And he earned a fortune, but he spent all of it on trying to change the laws. He spent all of it basically being arrested at every show and having to pay lawyers to try to get him out and to change these laws of free speech. Basically going free speech, but they're going, yeah, free speech unless you're making fun of the church or, you're making any kind of idea that it's all right to be a different race or a different sexuality or a different,
I couldn't even imagine now getting arrested for something like that. And you have to go through all your money that you've made just because you're...
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man. But I mean, like Lenny Bruce did so much to try and turn it around. But here's the thing: I think I don't think we'll ever get that crazy.
No.
But we are in a place right now where, in certain countries, in certain places, if you use the wrong pronoun for someone, they want to be described as they and their, and you say, well, she, because it's a chick. She was born biologically a woman.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say she. She's still got titties. She hasn't got she's got a vagina. She's a she. I prefer they and their. You can get arrested in certain places now. It's illegal to do that. I think in Canada, right?
What?
Yeah, and that's, to me, insane. I think you should let people say what they want, but they shouldn't be able to... If they're going out actively going, I think all people who are trans and identify as they and their should die in fucking hell and fuck these people, then you're fucking spouting hate.
Right.
But let someone do that shit. Go ahead, do it.
My daughter is she came out to me that she's a lesbian, that she's gay.
Okay.
And she's very into that wording thing. I'm like, I'll see one of her friends. I'm like, oh, she's a lesbian too. She's like, no, she's a cis, a pan, a cis something.
Cisgendered, pansexual.
Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Vegan. She's a vegan.
She's a vegan. But she was like, she doesn't identify as man or woman, and she's attracted to, and it was like, it's like fucking math now to just understand all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
I identify as a comedian who's beyond reproach.
And they would have to respect you.
And so people have to respect that. Actually, sorry, madam. If next time I get fucking heckled by a guy or a girl who's trying to pretend to be super woke, virtue signaling, it's normally a drunk white college educated girl. Normally, it's normally some chick who's had a few too many white wines going, you know what? I don't agree. You can't say that. No, bullshit. No, bullshit. Not funny. Not funny. Well, hear the fucking joke first of all. Then you tell me if it's funny. See if everyone else in this room laughs at it, because they're probably going to understand it. The fact that you've cut this down before I've even said the punchline of the joke or explain what the joke is means that you're uneducated enough to think that your voice is infinitely more important than everyone else's. It's not. You don't matter. You're a fucking speck in the... You're a speck in the fucking... a minuscule, unviewable speck in an infinite speck of universes that's amongst infinite specks of galaxies. Like, you're nothing. Nothing you say matters. Rebecca. Nothing.
How are we back to Becca?
It's always a Becca in there. It was Sarah and a Becca. But no. Or it's like, some fucking dude in like a sweater, a nice kind of sweater with a bit like, no man, I really don't think that's cool. Or sometimes it might be like a real militant lesbian chick, black lesbian chick I had once go, no, not funny. I was like, well, I mean, it is funny. Everyone else is laughing. So maybe you need to get some sweet dick in your life. That'll cheer you the fuck up. Is not what I said, but it's probably what I thought. But here's the deal, man. Like, we got to be able to get up and say these things. I think there's a way to come back to it, which is to flip people's ridiculous ideologies back on themselves. Mm-hmm. I think if you want to be trans, be trans. If you want to say I was born with a vagina but now I'm a man, I don't give a fuck. That doesn't affect me in the slightest. Go ahead, man. Get stuck in. But if some other dude or girl doesn't want to call you Sandra because they saw you as Steve, let them do that shit as well. Mm-hmm. Let them do that shit. Go ahead. They're not. It doesn't really fucking hurt you. It only hurts you if you let it hurt you. Yeah. If you let that bother you. The conditioning of it. It's going, well, it's not respecting who I am now. It's going, no, you're not respecting that they can't change their fucking assessment of the world in a short period of time. This is a year or two of this kind of thing.
Right.
On top of that, we're only like 3 years into this woke nation progression. Mm-hmm. We're only fucking 50 years since people could vote of color. People of color could vote. We're only 60 years since women could vote. We're only 100 years away from when people used to fucking be owned by other people as slaves. We're only 200 years away from when you came out here and fucking slaughtered a load of people. Like the timeline of this country in particular is so short, and people are trying to progress so much that they've lost the way of how to implement change. It's happening in England with Brexit. They want to bring about big change, but then they don't know how to fucking do it. And then they wonder why it all goes into turmoil. And that's what's happening here, but in a different way. It's more happening societally here and politically than it was in England. It was all politics there. But that's difficult to do. But I think flipping it around on someone going, I'm angry about this. If she went, you can't make a joke about rape, you say, why not?
Yeah.
Do you know if I've been raped?
Ooh.
Do you know if I've been raped? You know? Well, no. Well, then shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Because I could be a victim, and this is my voice. This is my way of dealing with it, is to tell a joke.
Like that.
No, but honestly, and I don't think you should lie for the purpose of getting one over on people.
Yeah.
But you go like, you know, this is you, as long as you give yourself like the, I don't know. I feel like a lot of comics where they suffer is when they go, I want to just be able to say what I want to say. Free speech, man. That's what I do. A lot of the very identifiably right-wing comics, that's generally their argument is, yeah, you want to say you're a liberal and you want to say you're for progression and free speech, but then you don't want to let me have the free speech to have what I say. And go, there's a difference between free speech that is allowing you to voice yourself and then hateful preaching.
Yeah.
Like I don't want fucking, you know, Hamas Muslim preachers talking about, you know, how the white people are the devil and how the Muslim world will wipe fucking Western culture off the map and blah blah. I don't think that's good. Now fuck off then. Fuck off back to the Middle East where you're happy. If that's how you look at the world.
Right.
If you're not going to embrace the ideology of Western culture and of acceptance of all people, then there's no fucking place for you here. But vice versa, if you're fucking telling people, you know, going, oh man, well, you know, we're Mexicans, they're only good for one thing, build a wall, man. But well, then you're also just fucking as backward and regressive, and you know, your voice has no real humor to it. It just has hatred to it. So it's about being able to have humor with your divisive comments. As long as there's humor and there's some kind of progression of thought.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be liberal thought. It just has to be progressive in terms of the way it makes you think about things.
There's a very progressive article that I read recently, and I don't know if it's just funny to me or is there something in it. So I was reading that they're talking about changing the draft here in the United States because, you know, we're such a equal opportunities for men and women.
Sure.
They're talking about putting women and making women sign up for the draft now, which is... I would love to see some reactions eventually on this because it's just a new concept that they're trying to put out there. They're like, since women want to be equal, let's
put them on the front lines, basically.
Put them on the front lines.
Sure.
Now, there was a couple comments of women saying like, no, that's not fair. That's not what we're fighting for. It's like one of those things where like they're trying to pick which
elements of equality they want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Andrew Schultz has a really good bit about again, these are exaggerated. This is comedy. It's for the purpose of comedy. But the thought-provoking element of his joke is effectively going like, wow, you know, white women, they really, you really waited this one out. They played the good long game. Do you know what I mean? They were like, oh shit, marauding hordes of Vikings and blah blah blah. No, that's right, men. No, we'll stay at home. We got this. We'll look after the babies. We'll keep collecting the corn. You go out. You go fight those barbarians swinging axes around their heads. You know, with painted faces, terrifying, with fucking dragons on their boats. You go take care of that. We'll fucking do it. Oh wait, hang on a sec. Wait, you want to take over all the lands in the world? You know, British Empire. You guys can go do that. You guys go do that. We'll stay at home. We'll make sure. We'll just take care of it. Oh wait, hang on. You're gonna sail for fucking you know, for months across open waters you've never been across to go to a land that's full of snakes and spiders and shit that's gonna kill you and like, you know, tribes that are gonna meet you with resistance. Guys, you go ahead. You go do that. You go do the exploring. Blah, blah. And they waited until it was all this, and then they got to this bit where it's like going, well, hang on a sec. Wait, now you want more money? In a particular, fuck that! We want equality. It's like, well, hang on a sec. You know, we want pension plans. It's good. And his joke is not highlighting the women. It's just making the idea of like, women have always been, out of the billions of people on this planet right now, females outnumber men on this planet
easily, and
because we have a shorter lifespan, etc. But also throughout history, it's almost like, okay, so what was the moment that women went, okay, patriarchy, you go ahead? There has to have been some element of allowing men to take this dominance role. Now, were all men walking around with big sticks going, no, you do as I say because I am bigger and stronger than you? Is that what we did as Neanderthals and that continued through? Maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe it wasn't, because in a lot of tribes, women are the matriarchs. It's a matriarchal society. Maori societies, the women are the elders, the wisest people. They are the disciplinarians at home for kids.
Yeah.
In a lot of Polynesian families, for instance, And that's their tribal elements, they're infinitely more in touch with those roots than most other places around the world. So when we're trying to look for an identifiable, more historically accurate outline of how tribal societies might work, Maoris and other Polynesian groups would be a good basis for that.
Yeah.
So women ran that shit. They were in charge, and those women fought. Those women did the huckers when people came into country. They took up arms. Amazonian fucking goddesses out in the tribes, you know, they weren't. It wasn't just a fabrication. Those bitches cut off a titty to be able to shoot bows more infinitely fucking brilliant. Yeah, dude. That's what the Valkyries are based on, you know, in history. But what I'm saying is that there are stories of women being incredibly strong, incredibly talented, incredibly powerful, and not only being equal to men, but being the dominant characters within those societies. So what happened to the rest of them? Maybe there were just a lot of chicks at one point who looked around and were clever enough because they're a little bit more emotionally fucking developed than us and mentally developed than men, and looked around and went, all that? Yeah, we definitely want more land. We need more land. We need more land to cultivate. We need more space to expand our empire. Yeah. Those people have been threatening us. But I don't want to fucking fight. Because, yeah, I am a little physically weaker than Grog. let's let fucking Grak or Grog or whatever the fuck, you know, I don't know Neanderthal names. But let's let him go fucking do the fighting. He's going to be better at that, and I'll stay here. And like, come on. Mm-hmm. It's like picking and choosing when you want. Now, I also am not going to deny that over hundreds of thousands of years, then of course, when you got enough men in those positions of powers, of course, men are going to be looking after, well, I'm going to put my other men up here. Do you know what I mean? That will be an offshoot. I'm just saying there had to have been some time, and that's what Schultz's joke is effectively going like, you fucking picked your time. You waited until it was a good time. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, World War I. All right, well, that could come back to haunt us. Let's hold out for a little bit longer. Oh, what? World War II. Who knew? 2 for 2, bitches. Am I right? Yes, sister. Mimosas. Let's do it. And then going like, everything cool? Is everything calm now? Men! Fuck men! Fuck men. And it's like the selective nature of like when it goes, you know, becomes an issue.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm not saying it's something I prescribe to, but it's an interesting, funny way to look at the development of gender divide, you know?
Right.
And that's, again, any comics who pushed to make you think differently about a thing you thought you had made your mind up about. Mm-hmm. Those are what I think consider the legacy of the greatest comics on the planet.
Yeah.
That's what I'd like to be one day.
That's the plan.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
We will be. 2 hours. Look at that. It's a double. It's a doozy. It's a double doozy.
Hey, I could take that.
It was a great conversation, man. Yeah, I'm sorry that I feel like I did a lot of the talking at the end.
No, it's fine.
But you were asking me questions.
I was. The interviewee became the interviewer.
Yeah, I like just for a change, you finally gave the white man a chance to speak and to express himself, and I appreciate that, Willie.
Anytime.
Dude, if people want to check out where to see you do live comedy, I'm assuming following you on all the social media accounts is the best way.
Yeah, my email accounts are email accounts.
Yeah, no, give me your fucking private email. What's your social security number?
It's 48. But you can find Instagram, Facebook, Willie Macc, WILLIEMACC. It's 2 C's.
Yeah, double C on that Mac.
Because a lot of people spell it MAC or MACK or whatever. Or you can just go to my website, williemac.com. Again, 2 C's, and I have shows.
IE on the Willie, yeah.
IE on the Willie, not with the Y.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Willie Macc on there. And then also, if they want to see you live, then they can check you out. So you got the, is that episode already out, the laugh tracks?
No, I go to film.
This was the latest round.
Yeah. This it was his latest round, but I go and
They asked me for a story, and I never submit some stuff, and I should have done because that's my best form of stand-up is 5-minute stories of ludicrousness.
Dude, next time do it. I mean, they're flying me out to Chicago in end of May.
Nice.
$1,500.
Nice. I like how you're giving away your paychecks on the podcast.
So it's not that much, but
hey, that's all right. It's money. Man.
It's definitely money.
It's a great show as well.
Yeah, it's a great show.
And if those of you who don't already know, any of the listeners and viewers out there, they'll take a stand-up bit of material. So you'll do like a 5-minute story on stage, tell it as you normally do, get in the laughs that you normally do, and then what they'll do is they'll cut it into segments, and every now and then they'll cut away from you on stage. You'll still have your voice and the sound of the audience, but they will cut to a series of, a bit like Drunk History, where they will recreate the scene with actors and comic actors and comedians that you might know doing stuff. And it's very fucking funny.
Yeah, it's a great show.
So that's going to come out when, roughly?
Ooh, probably around September.
So this will be the new season of Laugh Tracks. Laugh Mob presents Laugh Tracks on True TV.
Yep.
Which is my boy Cypher Sounds host that, right?
Yeah.
Nice. Cool. All right. That's awesome. So look for that at the end of the year. And then also look for the new season of
Snowfall, season 3. That's another one that's gonna come out later
on FX.
On FX.
Dope,
keep
man.
an eye out for my Snapple commercial.
Here we go.
That's coming out, and hopefully in the next couple weeks.
If you're thirsty, If you're thirsty, there you go.
Snapple Apple. So,
and if you're a white woman, just hit him up direct in the DMs, because you know what? I think he's ready to give it a try.
Dragon pussy.
I want to see if you got that sweet scaly dragon puss. Reach out. Dude, thanks so much, man.
Hey, thanks
for coming on talking. I appreciate it a lot. I enjoyed it. And hopefully we'll do it again soon.
Hell yeah.
All right, let me play this outro music. Boom. Smooth.